holes that
Jackal's
are
kind of
could
toxic.
those pucks
I
actually
don't know.
flow down to the server? It's certainly possible, I believe. I think there's a there's a timer on them.
Drone to locate a bomb.
Before they get down, before they explode. It's possible. I think we can
It's a bad
these drums watching the see their rotation.
competitive match.
He's got a shotgun. He's gonna win this fight.
Oh, okay, now I can talk. My mic was muted.
Runs right over his eyes. I say that. Didn't give away the nitro, my man. Go boy. And there it goes. 2K for Cyber. Drunks and Alamo are dead. DNS sticks down Hugsword, but Forces drop.
Drone has found a bomb. 10 seconds.
Can I steal your toes?
Fuse has done the literal opposite of what his job
Please.
to be. Vitz is going to go in for the plant. Is there a nitro cell to chuck up? Nova should have it.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Quick fire, going in!
He's being pushed from behind and from the front. That's one kill. Make it two for the defense. That almost works though. There's something that they actually start pushing on the guys so that they actually go down. But you can see what's going on. Yeah, it's too strong. I mean, we saw where their attacks. That was, yeah, like Fuse actually backfiring. No matter the more floor they opened, they didn't use any of it. They didn't try and use that to fight down to the defenders. So they just didn't take advantage of the destruction. And they see things going off, just opening up even more floor. This is really problematic for them to get that plant down. You saw them standing in furniture, you trying to do whatever they could to make that work. Still try CEO though, maybe they'll have more success than I think they did. They're going to win the line. This will be interesting. They're bringing so much over there. Gridlock, Nomad, Lion. Once they get map control, they're probably not getting it back anytime soon.
Never
assuming they play it correctly.
I'm on the hunt.
Gridlock and Nomad alone are going to do a ton of that. And then Lion is going to want that here. Some round one off time and counter diffuses. A lack of fuse being placed down. I guess no, there's no counter diffuse. That's why I make sure to only work after the other game. See, I tried shield to actually did spot that. I believe he was probably shooting a drone.
You have dropped the diffuser.
Still
The diffuser has been secured.
Still doing the forces. Does spot bullet, gets it out, but New Germany can't. Navi's nice.
You located a bomb.
Being the Mozzie, taking C4 off the board like
Op 4 last stop standing.
first E when he comes out.
Hey, you want to play Fortnite?
Just for a moment, come away from Soda. This is
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Playing next to right here. Second E1D goes off.
15 seconds. Op 4 eliminated.
Cyber's 3 shield, trying to keep Cyber alive, taking as much as he can, but mostly getting a lot of bullets put in himself. He's down now. Cyber's very good in the fight. 2. And Team Hudson both at full health, 2 gas canisters left, but a lot of them in the fight now. Duds, Trunks, and Omail are all on low health. Single smoke canister, well placed, could potentially down 3 members of the attack if he happens to get them all in one spot. They're pushing pretty consistently from here on the other side by Soda from admin office. He knows it, but he doesn't have an ACOG. Really needs M King to be the one facing those long angles down long desk. Instead, he's just focused here entirely on piece of stairs. I mean, that's a good position, but now you've lost your teammate because he can't fight those. Locked down with the last EE1D. M-King manages to get drunks right after the EE1D goes off. A little bit of revenge, still full health, goes around, cannot pick up his teammate just yet, but he's certainly considering it. He's looking to try. He needs his teammates' help. He needs those smokes up. Plants going down at the same time. Who can get up faster? Hugzord can. He's going to try, see the Maestro can as well. Have a dead player watching that. Fortunately, Dud's not long for this world on such low health from the revive. Still a 4v1 here. Clutch attempt coming out. Diffuser going down. Looking for anyone on the windows. Now he's got to try and clear his way there. He's got one shield still sitting over there, too far for him to be able to use. Does spot the tip of the head. Can't land the shot, but at least he's got 57 bullets left to try. He knows there's probably one spiral stairs, but can't find the angle. And INTZ finally winning their very first attack round with sound effects provided to you by Milosh.
We're not going to win any Emmys at the end of this show, but I can tell you right now, we're definitely going to try.
Certainly. Unfortunately, it's very likely.
Locate the biohazard container.
Is it? I don't know what we can do about that. I mean, I don't know. We do receive the heat. It is that's the first time we've been fighting. I thought we would have died a long time. It's not a good idea. We'll see them through the barrage again. They won the first time. A lot of that was just a bit slowness coming out from INTZ. Their attack is not too efficient. And the Jackal
Insertion in 10 seconds.
Doing enough for them. Going to half now. That's a good play. They have
Nicely
the
done.
smoke
The
still.
biohazard container has been
Now
located.
they don't
5
have to worry
seconds.
about ADSs when they go to use those. Not to mention they can
Proceed to biohazard container
cover
location.
plant with the firebolts combined with the air jabs.
You know, I'm actually surprised that we didn't see that down to now. Because the bathroom has been such a strong position as well.
That's very true. You don't have to worry about ADSs that you saw stacked up there. Even those firebolt, they want to very least smoke it and then have someone waiting there. Things like that. That's just kind of play. There you have game sound back. Always nice to have that. Oh boy.
Great start, Brett.
Keep playing the way that they are. As we were just talking about that adaptation with the counter. A lot of the previous round as well had an effect. We couldn't hear it, but here we are.
That was well timed. He always really blocking that in position until he started to execute further on the site. Well, man, they're at the double digits and VNX one behind. Looking much better than MIBR in terms of kills.
So, Boyd has already set up his pests around the map. Holding back! Any drones yet? So, as usual, I think you have to place one drone that's caught by the Mozzie during a round. So you can definitely use that. If you get a shot, it's fine. It's still at least one drone down, and one player down. That's where MIBR will find themselves in. Did he just push the bathroom with nothing to kill damage and kill the mute? This is huge.
Yeah, that's a big difference maker. They're still bringing the Havana for the garage here instead of Thermite, but they can make it work. Not a problem. I like how they cut off going back into the bathroom with that claim.
Just in case. You can still drop down from the hatch just in case. Somebody's going to find one kill that's off on the flanks. As INTZ have clear top down, but Cyber can run over. The drone does not catch him. It jumps right next to him. He's going to sit there. Nobody knows if it is actually upstairs.
Someone's down.
VNX going to continue to drone, actually.
Op 4 eliminated.
Flanks, but he has no confirmation.
Easy fat boys.
And he is Cyber with an easy kill on a VNX. Great double kill there for Cyber. Might just be putting MIBR way ahead in this matchup. Still has to deal with the Zofia. Dutz has not moved from this position for the past minute. That's the weird thing. Cyber's going to keep on firing. That's a 3K. They're just giving him kills for free.
They were doing so well earlier. Now he's got control of piano.
There's Drunks from the outside trying to clear piano. Unfortunately, it's just too little too late. You're in a 4v2. You don't have much in the way of utility. Yeah, sure. Okay, you have the Capitao. You can open up a wall, but there's jammers everywhere. And now you lose the Capitao. Cyber close to getting the 4K. Here it is. That's the quad kill. Looking for a one last player. It's Drunks all on his own. And MIBR might be able to save themselves. 3 rounds. That's all they have so far against
Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
Going in for the fire, but the ace is denied. And Drunks will survive.
One thing is he does have the defeat in pocket. It's not that far away. defender-sided, but
10
really
seconds
attacking
remaining.
the same side on both sides. CEO. That's the only side.
5 seconds to insertion.
So, essentially, you get everything else.
Biohazard container location unknown. Keep it secure.
For INTZ, just sit on this match point. That's what we're looking for. Not looking great.
Yeah, definitely not. And I don't know if it's just, I don't think it's the
It's just the play, the way that they're playing. They're getting, honestly, a lot of it's not doing well enough and not getting enough fun coverage despite their offense being brought out. So they don't give this time attention.
If you remain in this zone, you will be detected by hostiles. Spotted.
Because it's so essential to that site. So it's kind of both teams going twice.
Operator standing.
First time. No reason why they couldn't win the second time. It's been working out pretty well. But again, every second on console.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
So the castle MIBR is definitely the interesting part for this one. We just see castle very often on this side, right? You can block in the entry coming in from the main lobby down into this hallway, entering into the office itself. It's a great operator, right? It slows things down. It forces you to have some sort of a response using utility. The change on INTZ side is bringing the Dokebi.
Yeah.
So I really want to see how they play her. I'm sure they want to use the operator to deal with the roam play. The Jaeger did a lot of work because they didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
The Dokebi's the direct answer.
Absolutely. And I mean, technically the Jackal should have been the direct answer as well, but it just wasn't working. I do wonder though, oh, nice. That's why you gotta throw the pests on those windows. Just freebie drones.
We need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
Because, you know, you have the other two operators that are playing nice, the Jackal caps out, they're bringing the smoke. But frags are so useful too. It's hard to decide which to go with as your typical loadout for victory. We'll see this very aggressive lobbies that play up first. You have a lot of pests go off. That helps itself by not taking things quickly, but you have them shooting. So he's falling off slightly because the red hall just about is going to but it's not enough to lead to a kill just yet. Now the nice thing is
10 seconds remaining.
Walking around killing people's homes.
Op 4 drone located the biohazard container. 5 seconds.
As you're joining around, you can actually better avoid having your gun
Has
exposed.
located the biohazard container. You will be detected if you remain in this area. Spotted.
I need to make sure I know exactly where he is. I don't actually need to pull my drone, especially if there's pests anyways. So it is a good thing.
You have entered an enemy controlled area. Leave now. You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
Trigger, there's a tiny bit of space for you. Second to last call for the Dokebi. So at least allow Duds pressure in this lower side of the map.
1 Op 4 remaining. If you remain in this zone, you will be detected by hostiles. Your location has been compromised.
Unfortunately, those Dokebi calls were not good.
Yeah, I think it did help push back to the defense a little bit.
Op 4 is securing the
Just
container.
a little bit more intel.
What a
Yeah,
fucking
most of these
swap.
rounds come down to kills coming out very much later, and a lot of like slow, steady pushing.
They've ceased attempting to secure the container.
Like this now he's using a stolen drone.
Loading.
Spot that stolen drone.
Hostile
He knows
located.
he's the good to go. It's not gonna really change much.
Easy
He's still
cut.
want to get this top tower so open up for the massive barricades.
Right now, it's so
Gonna play again.
the 3 nitro cells that MIBR have. There's 23 seconds left, and Duds is clearing any roamers. And as he finds out, no, he's behind the castle barricade. Novi's and M King are able to
bro.
grab one each. Drone is going to come in, but no, the diffuser, excuse me, Alamao is going to be the one to try and set it down. Nitro cells are being used. They're actually unable to find where Alamao is, and it might be wise to just keep it there. There's 2 nitro cells that have been used. Cyber will be forced onto the site. Alamao though wins it. It's now a 4v3. The diffuser is set. VNX with another one on the bullet. This round is getting closer and closer, but INTZ are looking to finish it. Duds, great position. The grenade hits Duds with a headshot on the Novies, and it might all be done and dusted as MIBR. You only have 1 player left. INTZ just bamboozled them walking into the site. Reinforcements will now work against you. You gotta keep firing there as the Maestro, but it was hopeless regardless. Duds gets the last kill, and that's INTZ. Beautiful retake there, basically. After having lost that manpower,
Yeah.
they grab it. Nitro cells be damned.
It was just really good timing and diffuser placement, and just not enough, possibly not enough intel coming off from that MIBR to try and counter it. Because as soon as that plant finished, he got up immediately out of the CZ, managed to get that kill. That was the timing of it. You see him there, though. He was such a strong player. 11, along with VNX, who was picked up a little
This
while
serves
ago
as a
as well.
warning. Never get any hatches when we ask you to.
Now 2 upsets.
Op 4 has located the biohazard container.
MIBR shut down, despite looking pretty good on their defensive rounds.
Both teams really look well on their defensive rounds, and it really is like a chronic problem for a lot of teams where on their attack they're faltering, but it is much simpler to defend in siege on most maps and most sites than it is for attack.
Friendly, last operator standing.
It does lend itself to a lot of aggressive retake of map control. A lot of the stairways just seem to have good open
Op 4 is securing the biohazard.
Also a lot of good space where you can kind of hide and get up back into the spots you need to, like the flank positions, top 4 especially. Difficult to clear and hold the whole map, so you know, kudos to INTZ though for
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
I blame. Who do you blame? Your mic.
Going for the lion. It really shows
Man, dude, he
that
fucking
INTZ
dropped.
are
He
willing
blew up the
to-
fucking
to
Goyo, dude.
flex, to go outside of what he would usually
Did he do it on
call,
purpose?
At least
No,
what
it's
one of my favorite commentators
if you
would say
falter a hatch and there's a Goyo under it, it
he would
activates the
say,
Goyo.
"This
Whoever
is
fell
the
on it is the
Walmart
one that
play,
activated
you know,
its.
the Walmart
That sounds
layout,
so
which is
dumb.
And
And we wrecked
he gets banned. So
You
got a 30-minute ban.
Feel bad for him.
But they're not special.
yeah,
There's
I know. We
nothing
just do it to fuck with
too
people. So
creative about
I'm
it.
also gonna rush the fuck out.
we're terrible human beings. So
You guys did that on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did win.
Who the fuck would run a shotgun with a rook?
What the fuck?
3 points.
Who the fuck? Riddle me this. Who fucking runs a shotgun with a
Oh,
rook?
I've seen it a lot more than you think.
I've seen it. Somehow people get a lot of kills with
You
it.
hear that, Jenna? Team Liquid
See?
versus Team 1 coming up after the break.
You
You need to locate the biohazard container.
it's a new strategy I've been employing to increase toxicity in this game.
It's honestly so fucking funny. There were weeks
Nicely
where
done. The biohazard container
I
has been
feel bad
located.
for him, but at the same time, it's just so funny.
gotta get these fuck out of him with
Yeah, I'm about to fucking.
10 seconds before insertion. Insertion in 5 seconds. Biohazard container located. Proceed to its location.
Loading fresh magazine!
You alright for this?
And there's one right on the bed.
You fucking bitch, I was gonna go in there.
I was gonna go in there.
Mira's sitting in the corner of it.
Securing the container once the threat is neutralized. Secure the room. Protect the bio container.
Mira's around one.
Securing the room.
Tracks are clean, I have a trail.
Mira's in bathroom.
Twitch wallbang.
Sure stick now.
1 op 4 remaining. Friendly last operator standing. Secure the container. Oh, what the hell?
dude's got fucking super speed. Easy win.
Hello? Hello? Do you want to join my custom games? I need one more for a 5v5. Go ahead and add me my Uplay and I'll invite you to my server. Discord server. You don't want to leave? Alright, that's fine. Bye.
need to locate a bomb. Seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb. You must recover the diffuser. The diffuser is now secured. Friendly, last operator standing.
In Latin America, welcome back. I'm Alessandro. This is Devin Emzo Becker. We didn't get to really break down the Border rounds into this matchup. I mean, it wasn't a ton, but there was definitely, yeah, for the shoot. You might see a bit more of that today, you never know. But, they like to shoot. It's happening. Like I said, if you're not using them for air now, you might use against them for air now. That's why it happens. But, like I said, we also have seen that for shield, so we might see a bit of that. But we will definitely see Team 1 with Reduct Falls, Tobox, RHZ, I can pronounce it, yeah, the new kid. His very stand-up player is to see it in the rating. Pretty much everyone in Team 1 plays. There's not a real problem when it comes to how they match. What they achieve in the game is just sometimes this work falls apart in very odd times, and they end up losing rounds for seemingly no reason.
I feel like you say the same thing about Liquid's performance.
That's very true. That's very true. And of course, they are Team 1's opponents in this match, and of course, our highlight game of this team of the night. Yeah, that's different team, different. The other one.
The other Team 1.
Liquid.
The Team 2 sports.
Usually when we say Navi, we think Slavic, and of course in your head you're like, yeah, Liquid, you know, yeah. But not in this case.
Located a bomb.
With the Brazilian.
And I don't feel like they've quite been the same since they left it. It's definitely been a challenge for them to pick their performance.
They played so well on land.
1 on 4 remaining.
Where they made it to quarterfinals, fair enough. But a while everybody got dumpstered.
Yeah, it's not great.
So here they are. Palu, Nesk, very handsome pick, PSK, and Moringa.
Solid team, solid core. They just, I don't know, they haven't been able to always perform lately. They've had some good games outside of Pro League. So far, not a good one inside of Pro League this season so far. But they've only had one match. I'm looking for them to really pick things up today. We definitely had a really good. I mean, INTZ is the one who beat me with the last time we saw INTZ play very good in that. So, you know, maybe some of that wasn't really INTZ really.
The diffuser has been recovered.
So we'll see his matchup, but the matchup should be pretty good, I think.
15 seconds.
Liquid said one standout was the fact that
10 seconds.
He's still performing well as a player, but I think just the level of work.
5 seconds left.
Bomb diffusion one specific player, where the strategy is really built around being able to so when you're not performing at that level, well, here's our band phase. Cafe and Clubhouse were played. Team 1 was Cafe, Clubhouse, Liquid versus ANTZ. And our last map is Bane.
Well, that's an interesting one for next day because this is essentially a rematch of the last time either of these teams played Bane last season. It was versus each other, and Team 1 won quite well in the second game.
Does explain showing for Liquid. They've had a few games in the previous season that really prevented.
What do you guys
Op 4
in
neutralized.
this game.
Mission successful.
Keeping in mind all the scores that we've had so far. Yeah, 80% for Liquid. I definitely don't agree with this.
Well, I think we could see the map first before they voted.
I think regardless of which, yeah, 80% for Liquid. Team 1 is no slouch. It's not Liquid. I know there's a big fan base. This is ultimately a popularity contest.
To an extent, but sometimes being better makes you more popular. So it kind of works a little bit. But
Suffering from success.
yeah, poor things. But thankfully, we will get into it rather quickly here. On to Bank. See what we end up with to start. They're going to have Liquid on defense first. So they are going to have first operator ban. And what will it be? Probably Thatcher or Habana. There's the Thatcher. I wonder if we'll get the Kite ban then.
I mean, we're playing. We're definitely playing.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
This means, of course, battle. Probably just not ban. Nope, they're not. Different hard breacher. Alright. Interesting choice. Of course, it does make some sense
Your drone has
for
found a bomb.
the basement. I mean, most of the bans on hub breachers are about the basement. The default can't
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
They might do it, or you're going to have to try to get X-Files. If you really want to try and be creative and use
10
all the
seconds
road
before
posts,
insertion.
man-sized hole. Because it's also possible. Nice throw.
5 seconds to go.
So far, as far as I can tell, there's only one Goyle ban.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Usually, obviously, it's the Habana, right?
For good reason. But Thermite, as I said, had one important wall, which is the one that leads from server into the CCTV room. So they're going to be double hard machine. Warden also makes sense here if he sticks with that. That is a big tell. They're probably going to be playing on
Possibly a
you don't really need to worry about telegraphing after most of your time focusing on the foundation. You don't need to worry much, but he's just 6 focus here. Something he's actually tried on this few times. Is somewhat effective in that class. The problem is trying to have someone that plays well enough behind you to land those shots. If you're going to do that, it's one thing to stall them.
Bro, Virgil, you can bring smoke. Smoke to the right. You're going to try to plan it.
Fire or something like that. Switching the shield all the way behind your back. As long as this comes off with 180s.
This reminds me of the Forest of Chaos game.
Darkness
The way
betrayed
where
you.
the Thatcher is it allows you to run the project without the risk of the square salad that has to be opened up too easily. And it means that there can be one player in the server and in this case or something like that. And you can
4 last
also
outstanding.
have the clash just in
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser.
you can at some point just turn around and get the hell out of it. You have someone supporting you. You're not afraid of it. This, in my opinion, is the reason behind this. And I really want to hear what you guys think. Make sure you tweet at us and because I'm genuinely intrigued as to what the mindset behind it is. Hey, maybe I'm completely wrong. This is my Liquid might explain later. Maybe I'm right.
Op 4 eliminated.
We're not here to.
I definitely agree that that hatch makes it very easy to play and support the clash from behind. However, the map still can open with the Electric Claw on there enough to get an angle down to the back of that door to stop anyone from playing in the doorway.
Force could still do that in their game, but they failed at it multiple times and it wasted a lot of time. Regardless. And I think that's the big thing. Even though the hatch can be open, it would still waste a lot of time. That is a very interesting.
I thought they popped both of them for a second there. I couldn't tell that it was close, but yeah, that's. I mean, the one mirrors is a more typical setup that you usually see back when mirror was played a lot more before bans were available. But the second one is definitely the curious one. A lot of teams will push to run deep, sometimes into sight when they feel like they can't let the default spot. So possibly could be useful for that.
Yeah, one of the Tilas was picked up. This is great, actually. Moving it to the vault means that there won't be any
Protect the bombs.
shenanigans. This is very smart because this is exactly how we saw Forge trying to outplay the in this sort of match. I actually really like this. What a match to do, but not the second. At least if they do, it would take a lot of time. And already,
Op 4 located the bomb.
All these ADSs, you can't do it. Yeah, those are definitely bugged out. You see, off of the above. Flashlight there that likely was big pressure on them, although it could have actually helped by them. Just getting and running through the bus.
Loading full magazine!
Not really going to accomplish a whole lot. There's no one there to follow that up. Here's the problem with that. The stun was used. Sure, it doesn't. There's no follow-up, but also it's not even like.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
No. That's the first kill went immediately. Lucid is fine to second.
Two big kills right now. So forced Liquid to play a bit more defensive. Their entire point is compromised. Which is PSK.
Now you see me, now you don't.
So Reduct is down. Diffuser's going to be set, but Nitro set won't move on the side, and that actually puts Liquid in a bit of a difficult position. Paul is ready to pounce. Weiss will find the PSK. There's the double tap. Paul taking one down. But Liquid is down, and Liquid Diffuser, but he's left all on his own. Sexigate with the SBSMG. Very soft wall.
Yeah, obviously if you're in the lane, you can't fight back. 6-8 now with freedom to rotate back if he wants to. He's going to actually on cam. Try and help his team out as he's unlikely to be hit. He's going to rotate down on him.
And pretty much over there. You got sexy game also. It's pretty much you're walking
bathroom window
on the team. All of this confirmation. He's trying to stick it.
Nice job, bathroom carrier.
Powell did a great job that round. Opening up the wall.
One op 4 remaining.
Likely, but opening it up and then follow it up. That was really the core part, of course, but 6 might actually 6-pick to Goyo. Not sure if that was good or they decided to 6-pick to it, but so they're going to go on the CEO.
You know what really impressed me? The crash of the car, it realized the Maverick was passing the hatch in the open area office. They cut the electrical clock, placed it right on the football hatch.
Just smartly identifying where the attack was going to come from, anticipating, and did very well from that round. He worked out well. Don't see a Jackal this time, trying to stop the lane. A dog, and the Goyo as well. Should be fun. I imagine Goyo also likely to be running, the TCSG, same gun as Kaed. We've seen occasionally a Kaed and a Goyo run, because they're both the same gun, which is always fun to see. But Goyo could also run the same gun as Mira, so could have had a duplicate there with the Vector as well. And well, the Vector is quite a gun. It's just the TCSG is so good. It's rarely picked over the or really picked the Vector instead. So
5 seconds left.
yeah, not a lot of kills come out of Team 1, mostly from Luke at his 2K.
Attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
Always got to have one camera out there. That's why you need the IQ. It's just there's almost always one camera outside to watch, because jumping out those windows for a kill is so common. It used to be a lot of times done with the pulse as well. People like Canadian love to do that, just pulse for their exact position and then just take a flying leap. So it's a risky play because your chances of getting back to sight are generally fairly low. But some teams do it. Some teams go via sewer. Some would just play a game of cat and mouse out there for a while to burn some time. PSK is going to be running open area here. You can see if you can catch any drones. You see him watching various areas. Fortunately, Nesk, don't know if he caught that drone. He's going to book it either way. It's good on PSK1 to hold up here, or down there, to make sure that no one can push in. But Nesk, first kill there onto the player who was droned, or onto Nesk. PSK1 takes down Ryzo. That's the Ash down. Not a big deal. The Valkyrie going down, I think, is a little bit more problematic, just because of the C4.
If PSK1 is so cool, why is there no PSK2? That's really the big question.
There could be only one.
There can be only one. Felipo trying to pressure in from below, but fighting through the stairs when you're fighting against weapons that have higher rate of fire, it's just not.
Yeah.
It's problematic. In general, facing against weapons that have a higher rate of fire. PSK fire hits the head. Felipo is dead. That's PSK.
Yo, shut the fuck up. What the fuck?
Finally gets shot down. Look at does it, but
yo.
both of their soft breach are dead, and that thermite ban is really coming into play right now. Plus the Thatcher ban. Again, that thermite ban backfiring on Team 1. You'd love to have the operator right now, unless you were planning on pushing up Spiral, which is not the case.
And we'll see. I think there's a lot of teams that do push up Spiral these days. But right now, I think they want to use the Habanas, as it looks like, to take out the mirror windows instead. More so, they just want to be able to try and pressure people out of places so they can get more map control and maybe even take from the conference side. Grenades going out as well, trying to push some utility. Haven't seen a lot of work from these Goyo shields either.
Oh, takes down the Habana. That's the flank now that's been taken out. Luca tries to walk up. He's the last man alive. Suddenly,
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Well done by Paulo. Turns the corner on the shot.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly. Bomb location compromised.
Loading full magazine!
Insertion.
Such a big...
5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
So, yeah, it was a series of smart plays.
All set.
Trying to just use it on every site they can. Hey, it's available. The other thing is, the more
Calibrating air compression.
are strong, the more the band kind of spread out, and that offers different opportunities. You can get them because you can only get them two defensive options. That's where the ones to go.
Loading full magazine!
The window, kind of applications, he is very central to an open area defense. You can try to use that one without it's more difficult to call up with 5 kills when you get for the 2 rounds. 2.5 per round. Pretty good. From a Valkyrie, it's a bit more rare. A lot of times it's from, as I said, the smoke or an echo. So, I mean, it's really risky in some ways to sacrifice the C4 for the deployable shield. But depending on the site, I can understand. If you really want to get that high rate of deployment, just don't forget to scoop it. It's just there are some that now, while they do seem to work a lot better for them. The reasons we were talking about earlier with Part 1 is C0.
That's basically the whole thing. This is a lot
Reload!
at least one. See, cover the shield from being used to tap. Forcing the parachute down. Sensicate the water passage, which kind of a bit of a usual operating kit for the site. You want to play smart. Saying, repeating on the site.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Sensitivity on that boy is.
But at the same time, there's less than a minute left, and T1, while they have top floor map control, aren't necessarily that close to an execute here, unless they maybe start getting some more picks. There's definitely some utility left available. Likely a C4, for example, from the mirror and possibly from the Kayed as well. Obviously, you know it's not on the Valkyrie. They are getting open hatches, though. That's something to worry about here in terms of a lot of top floor pressure, starting to push them into positions that can be used from the doorways to take advantage.
It's really that manpower disadvantage that is the only thing that's hindering Liquid from shutting this round out.
No.
The way that it
Secure
is,
the area. Keep the bombs protected.
At least push one player back. That allows the castle to kind of do his own races. Everybody's falling flies on the stage itself. Everybody's blocked on there's a barbed wire on the move. Spring out of the corner, but it doesn't matter. It's off ball as well. He's executing the half.
located a bomb.
Just position.
Yeah, you got picked off one by one. A lot of it was from Felipe with his free kick. Just fantastic plays that he did grab.
10 seconds to insertion.
And then the first one on that stage zone. And unlike the previous time,
5 seconds left.
was able to keep him, but it was good on him with getting that kill.
Oh, damn, dude.
Some second opponent, a lot of the members of the behind him. Just lost themselves somewhere trying to take over the game. Open air is obviously their third bomb site, and it just didn't work as well. That's not.
Now you will.
We're gonna have to struggle with this yet again. Now, last time you pointed out it was the electric cross. Worked out well. But they still did it close to the point going down. They're trying to work around Sexscape on that flash. They may likely do so again. So obviously Team Liquid wants to play into knowing what the options are for Team 1 and using them so to make sure the defense is in the right place at the right time. We're trying to come through. We've seen a lot of slow kind of focus pushing, switch for opportunities. Help reduce some of the gates rather than pushing in aggressively. PS1. And the more even spread, Team 1 can get the ball top on that. Eventually get very clear the doors, slow down the entry, make it more obvious. You can also clear that tension if you're trying to win. You can also give more time if he wants to be on camera and things like that.
It's a bit of an art to see the both might go and the echo man.
Yeah, I guess that's why you got to go up there, because you put it on range, but I mean, it's unfortunate, yeah, because those are like the two stronger ACOG players a lot of times. You could also bring a dock instead of real. Still feel like this is quite a bit more dock than real pieces for ACOG. Always got to be careful doing this here. Be a lot of help.
Reloading!
This clash. That's really the problem. It's, I think it will always be a problem. Every time Liquid go back to the same level, they can do it. That sort of success on their side. And Hollow has this Liquid block to
1 op 4 remaining.
it's giving less avenues.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
The burn, there's still at least 20 stars left here. It's going to get taken off. Sexy Gate's going to get lobbed in, but Sexy Gate's still alive. He has huge resistance and damage. PSK is going to take one off, but there is a drop coming from the sewers. Filippo's able to find one. There's the second 4 falls. 3 players in here. 4 Team Liquid still alive, and with 1:10 left, Team 1 are actually doing this.
The fight from the sewers was the way to go, I think. That really looks like, hey, can't drop hatch, and you want to make them feel uncomfortable in the servers, you got to get in through different entrances, and sewers is the way to go. That might have been the play that helped save the day here, as they've got a man advantage now, but they are also low on health. You got Rise and Falls is both low health, so they're going to have to be a little more cautious in their approach. Although it's Rise and Falls too.
I was kind of pointing it out, but
We need to locate a bomb.
double smokes and fire. We've done fire. We've got here. We'll find falls and flies. Team 1 had found it.
Yeah. I mean, overall, you know, great defense by Liquid, but they just lost to the early. Just seeing that Team 1, knowing how the defense is going to be set up adapted to it, you know, they're not ready with it. Yeah, it worked.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds before insertion.
A 2-2 is definitely staring down some hot cells and stuff.
Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
Is it the lift that is real? Probably not.
located a bomb.
Sixpence is what I like about that. More mind games, the better. Unfortunately, we can't really get mind games when I see the beginning track, so it does make it a little bit more guesswork. But I would like to see where Shields kind of set up. They're not very helpful this time. They weren't really too helpful last time, from what we can see. They were not getting around, so it's not good for that. We'll have to win that game as well. He's played pretty consistent.
One friendly operator remaining.
Up to their personal decisions.
In any ways, because the
All friendlies have been eliminated.
So in the end, it's kind of fine, I guess.
True. Habana usually bans, you don't usually have that problem.
That's a
So,
not in this case.
yeah, we're seeing them getting a little progress on lobby.
And this is again the adaptation. Team 1 failed in this entry because they wanted to focus on the standard strategy, but because you have Habana and not Thermite, you're going to have to be a bit more creative and maybe walk it in from...
Well, they were a bit more creative last round, so I think it's within them to do it still.
Yeah. This sort of adaptation that we expect from Team 1 as a team that is not afraid to play the playbook.
Ness got a bit of an aggressive roam.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Make sure you can't rotate up again. Control that side.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
So I wonder what he's going to do with the shield. I think he's just waiting until they figure out where the attack from Team 1 would come from, and then he can position it.
It's similar to what Paul was doing with causing life. You know, at least there's the one shield right there, as well as another one here in the CPO. Let's go, we'll find
10 seconds before insertion.
They've quickly got out all three tracks. So it's CPO out.
5 seconds to go.
Ness was able to kill and then move back to stop.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
So the Hollow Rise is gonna win the gunfight. Ringa is only behind his pop near window, and he loses the gunfight. The Salt can aid, yes, and he's turning around the corner, but takes to take will find one as well. Look at those shields. This is literally why they're running this. Nest will find one more on to Rise.
Loading fresh magazine!
Oh boy, here's one stun grenade coming in, and Goyer's gonna get shot in the back. Lucas gonna walk on in and try to plant. If he stays alive, that'll be great. He's gonna be popping one of those shields. But Ness, with a beautiful frag, that's the one that saves the round. And because the wall was left soft into Janitor, Ness is able to fire back. This is the power of the Valkyrie.
Electrocharge deployed.
So that's 2 for 2 on CBO for Liquid. Goyer shield strategies are a little bit odd, but you know what seems to be working, at least in terms of winning the round, forcing teams to vault over, for example, to deal with that. But again, like I said before, they're not getting destroyed a lot. They've got a lot of focus on taking out Goyer shields. Teams in Latin America so far. Now when teams take a tendency to do the first time, there's a bit of boozling coming out from the
clean trail.
Again. Now the half-town being brought for another adaptation. Last time we adapted from the sewers and worked out pretty well.
Enemy
This time they're just going to bring
first
fire.
floor.
And nope, switching to smoke. So where there's fire, apparently now there is smoke instead of flash. So that was an interesting choice. He's going to play a little bit different. Still likely to play top server stairs. He's going to be doing that as the ward in the clash. It's likely to be up there. It's funny too, you see Smoke so committed to being in red hallway, being able to push back people trying to go for the plant. Then the meta started shifting to actually having a lot more Smoke playing up at the top with similar to the point where Shield Singer got shotgun playing close, and the ability to stall them out by getting Smokes up in the corner.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Corner doorway. already?
Yeah,
Open area.
open area kitchen is,
That's a small sample rate, though.
yeah,
Sample size.
it doesn't get played that much. But I don't know if that is only relevant to Latin America or in general. It's actually, I don't think we can verify. Can we ask?
I mean, I think it's overall, but rather than region
The diffuser has been recovered.
Because I don't think that 100% defense win rate
Op 4
ever is
eliminated.
possible.
Friendly mission successful.
on open area. I mean, it's possible. It's only played a handful of times. But yeah. Possible. Could be Latin America. We did see 100% win rate on third. Or for attackers. So, that 100% good.
So, what's the plan for this one? Sexy Cake, forego the claps. Set, the ADSs are still here. There's no shield set in front of Sexy Cake though, or very handsome Cake.
They still might use the fireball to push him back, but he can just throw a smoke, so he can't really push him. And honestly, it might be worth peeking him though when he's further back and the shotgun's less effective to try and go for a kill then when he hits the smoke, take a little bit of damage.
So, we just got confirmation. The stat that we just talked about, being that open area is 100% win rate for defense, is only for LATAM and not overall.
Yeah, that makes sense what you were saying about that.
So it's only for Latin America. Don't fret. I know there's EU fans or NA fans right now.
Well, that stat even for Latin America is going to be wrong now because of the win earlier from the
Yeah,
Packers.
well now, I don't think they updated.
Yeah, no, obviously not real time. Yeah. Sex Kick doing a great job holding here. Still has one smoke canister left. He's got to be careful about turning around though. That's what got him killed last time.
Oh, this is actually, oh no, this is at the wrong moment, but he's going to be able to pop the smoke with one back. That smoke actually, it really hides you well. You don't think that it's so effective, but it really, you don't think that it'd be like that, but it do. At least takes one down with him. Sexy Cake taking down Luke.
Well, that's only one though. That's, I mean, that's somewhat worth it to get that clear, but the push for fewer is read into this time by PSK1.
He's looking for another one. Pre-firing around the corner. They confirm his position. Luca doesn't have any grenades to play with. And the moment he turns the Eagle, should be able to win, and indeed he does. There's the Habana with the follow-up. PSK is going to go for the reload, but the Habana pushes right into him. Falls. Gonna try to make this a bit easier for Team 1 as they're staring down the barrel of an end of round. 30 seconds left with 2 players in. All the Skyros are still left, but Falls doesn't even have the time to use any of them. Can they hear it? They need the info. Nitrocell throw it up, but it's a bit too late. Fall's going to be able to dive right on over, but the Kide will win the gunfight. No damage done to follow as Rise will find Nest. The round is pretty much done. Rise will have to rotate around and drop down the hatch.
Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
Watch the Team Liquid. Take the round, make it at a 4-2.
Nope, Sexy Kick sacrifice taking down at least 1 or 2.
Camera ready.
Trade there. Definitely worth it for them to follow up to the rig. And eventually that got well, but the key amount of how they were able to diminish on that push. So they were able to find an alternate route. I mean, the players got to be serious about it. It seemed like they had no win push, they could push. And we'll see side switch and CCTV again working to start that. Tapped out.
Reinforcing wall!
10 seconds remaining. Op 4 drone locates the biohazard container. 5 seconds. Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
Especially now, knowing he's a guy there, if you want that Maverick as well to be able to do a good job. He does take a little bit of damage doing it though from the rest of the squad, but it's totally worth it to get the Maverick.
Barricade set!
As the amount of pressure you can put on and off the kills. 4-2 split though. It's pretty good for Liquid who were struggling in the last play one. Played better this play day. I mean, there's been some rounds in the close, some rounds that were won. But team 1, 2 in a row. And the down actually takes 6 feet away. Sometimes you have 2 rounds, 2 in a row, 2 in a row. So by that measure, it should be 2 Team 1 rounds in a row.
Got the drone dead on.
A little bit decisive, but we do actually have pretty heavy mirror.
Now it's really up to Team Liquid to see the reloading. The band, what is it?
It certainly is, but maybe he's going to be the one playing top of the stairs.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Shield on a 70 in that position.
Guys, he's also brought the Doc Bulletproof cam, so we do have that. Probably likely was set up to be similar to an Eagle Eye. Either dead or not in there, or a safety just in the car. It's very helpful. I mean, yes, you want to see some smoke in there, so maybe a black eye works somewhat as well, but it's just because it's really a black eye.
And obviously the black eye is not even available here given the fact that the Maestro is dead. So one of the reasons you will always be expecting with both cameras in this situation. Close combat is very well with those mirror windows that actually haven't been effective so far.
They haven't made a huge difference now. I mean, they're more of a deterrent than anything. So not necessarily going to always see them leave you there for kills, because everyone's kind of used to what to do with a mirror window, even if it's, you know, it is deterrent.
It's called it is going to be shut down, but of course we'll be doing any of that before he confirms that there's a possibility without losing shooting EDS. Perhaps you're going to get opened up electric balls.
One friendly remaining.
Of course, Maverick is excellent at doing so. Perfect counter. Should be playing it well. There is a smoke canister sitting to smart.
Paul's down there as well, could also come back with that, or even keep his spot down.
They've ceased attempting to secure the container.
Will come in, bring in half ADSs, and actually that is off of one of the hatches.
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Smoke actually supporting the Jaeger right below us. So this is really the powerhouse for Team 1. They're also expecting someone to walk on in as they were doing from the sewers, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Not really on Liquid's mind right now.
They really could rotate that Capita as well, as he was outside, but decided not to go that route.
Oh no,
They are pretty stalled out though, 45 seconds left. They haven't really gained a lot of ground.
They're trying to open up the hatch in Box Skylight, and Rice right now is looking for the hatch. He's making a lot of noise, but he's got to go back into position as Paulo is walking his way slowly. There is a Mira that's looking in. Filippo is watching for drops. None of that. Liquid will actually turn around his left blue. So you wasted a lot of time as Team 1. Might have lost one player, but it's fine. There's one kill, but Paulo with the refrag, huge here to open up the flank with the Mira. The Jaeger, though, has slipped through the defenses, and that's one Claymore. It's got to be lost. No! A huge loss there as Paulo picks up falls, and Rise will try to deny this diffuser from being planted, but they're going to trade around. Sexicate turning in. The diffuser is being sent. Paulo, well done. It's Lucan on the retake. He's got a shotgun in hand. At close range, this thing would definitely do a lot of work. And Sexy Cake is looking. He's peeking. There's the shotty for one, but can't hit the second. There's a shotgun on the other side. Of course, that's a skeleton key. Paulo walks away with a victorious round for Team Liquid.
A lot of that really just came down to those gunfights being won by Liquid at the end, because that was a panicked attempt. They really hadn't gotten anything accomplished that they wanted to, just forced to desperately drop the last second with the one hatch that Maverick had been able to open, and really winning that gunfight while dropping the hatch, the smoke not landing the kill, Falls just missing too many shots, hitting the bomb chassis. That really cost them the round a lot, because they lost a lot of their foothold very quickly with that quick push by Liquid, and now putting it up close to match point, 5-2, looking pretty good. I was thinking we might see that that 2-round turnaround that run just because of how close it was, but surprisingly Liquid showing some strength there, some fortitude. It is unfortunate the Jaeger was stuck with just the M870 in that situation, but to be fair, he actually did quite well with it. Worked out somewhat. If had he been able to land that last shot,
we need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
To down someone or kill him. Very, very powerful gun. We'll see the CEO here now from Team 1.
Op 4 drone has found the biohazard container.
Successfully defended both times, so maybe Team 1 will be able to pull it off. If not, we'll be on match point. They really need to make this work. They're not going with Gloria with 3 shields all kind of surrounding each other. Going a little bit different lineup. Doing the ACOG brothers for real this time. If this is a good site for ACOG, there are a lot of blocking and forward.
5 seconds. 5 seconds left. Op 4 has located the biohazard container.
They are allowed, because Jake was the one that originally created controversy over spawn feeds from this into a lobby. But it was itself, as long as you're able to move something to get away from it, it's valid. As we don't don't want any of those ones where you just spawn in an instant and die, of course. It's not fun, but it'll play.
Filippo with his black eyes put everywhere and spaced around the map and tried to... Come on, get your rook on. It should actually be faster.
Securing the biohazard container. Intervene immediately.
Like they're going to touch the boards of helicopter, but they should have put on the roof armor.
They've ceased attempting to secure the
Until everybody puts their armor.
operator remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
It's going forward here. This is definitely on the roof. Wincing is from here. You better play.
Not for CEO, especially.
Go for it. I dare you. There you go. I collected, predicted, sit down, son. Good night, Filippo. Oh, noise, as Ness would say.
Hopefully he got his cans up before he died at least, because that was a risky play to be making if you had playable shield that actually is available for the smoke, but...
Did the Capitão do that much Oh, yeah, he got him. PSK is going to follow up and kill Reduct.
That's unfortunate. Now 2 down. Liquid looking like they could play this match point pretty quickly. They're still going to face against the smoke and the 2 ACOG brothers. Got a shield there as well. They could actually use their damage now from the attack side. So that's not great for the defenders. Good map control being established here. Sex Kick takes that one, but...
We need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
Maybe he's too late, though. He's low on health now. He's got to use his shirt off.
I need a shave.
Thanks for it. I'm sure many people would like to see it up to the shirt off, but...
Next to
Calls on the smoke is sitting and just watching here. Maybe somebody will come in from the janitor. Okay, so looks like with 40 seconds in a 4v2 with someone else off the ground, they can really play the
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, there's no real reason for them to get super fast.
5 seconds.
There's a crossbow bolt being used, or at least being
Op 4 located the biohazard container. Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
See me? Now you don't.
The refrag. There's the shot on an S. And what they do now is peeks around the corner. Who's ready for it? Already in support. Listen, taken out. At that point, it was pretty much a done deal.
Movement time.
Getting close to the double.
We were thinking maybe it would be a bit too defensive, but certainly just looking liquid-sided as well. Very strong. That was definitely a turnaround from what we saw last time with Liquid. And that's what I was thinking we see today. We saw a lot of close games last time out. This one we saw relatively few types of 2 not close games. The last one was 7-4. This one's going to be 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, somewhere in that range, depending on whether or not they slow down a little bit here. Not real, of course.
They've ceased attempting to secure the container. Op 4 securing the container. Intervene immediately.
Did not see played by Team 1, or Liquid on their defense. Team 1 wanted to go though. To be fair, neither of their other sites have worked. It is a difficult site.
One friendly remaining.
You are almost always going to lose top-down control at some point. Then all of a sudden the attackers have the ability to start to corral you in positions. Then assuming they've got enough manpower
Mission
left to
failed.
also push
All
forward
friendlies have been neutralized.
forward, they're likely to use that. It starts to get really difficult for you to get your fights off the positions you want to. Especially when you grenades down at you, use Captain Firebolts and Smoke Bolts to really make it hard for you to get in advantageous angles. Pal up there with 11, first to break double digits. Look pretty good for him. And sometimes do that clever play on the guide we were talking about earlier. A couple of redundant cameras. There's also default cam in there as well. So 3 cameras watching square until, of course, the default cam will likely be shot. See if the light source that's beaming on them actually helps disguise them. I imagine is part of the idea on that. Maybe joining, of course, they want to come in through the lobby, and you almost have to have always have someone on the rappel, because entering into CEO is actually one of the best places to enter, regardless of the bomb site. Unless it's CEO, then well, you do that last.
Well, it's still technically better.
That's what I'm saying. It's still good. You just do it a little bit later in the round. But you want to repel it, and that's the thing. Is you always have to worry about lobby, because you want to make sure there's no one in ATMs to shoot you on that rappel. And that's a very common thing to happen. So you need someone to take and hold lobby, or at the very least ATMs. You're going to see more than once someone come out and just get a nice shot on someone repelling like this. And that's Maverick's job, it looks like, as you mentioned, as you're pointing out there.
Yep. Literally pointing with my finger, like, look at this! This is really the play, and right now Lukid is going to be pushed in. He's watching, he's expecting someone in garage, but...
Yeah, this is why you bring the ACOGs, though.
Yeah, he's checking. He knows. This is a great position with the Valkyrie camera.
Yeah, I like that, because it's definitely going to be tricky to see.
I wonder where the bulletproof camera is. Is it set on the hallway to watch 90?
Definitely a possibility.
Possible.
Obviously, they can't hear us to switch spectating, as it's spectated locally in Latin America, so...
There you go. Inconspicuous. Never existed.
Lukid, they're about to get drunk in just a second.
That's a great push ball. And the grenade to lock him down. Bit of damage done to Lukid as the second grenade will sail over. One kill. No. Yes, look the other way. Paulo's here to save you, though. Don't worry about it, my friend. PSK with one more on the Reduct, leaving only 2 alive. Team Liquid looking to win out this game. Falls finds 1 kill, but it might be all for 9 for 3K Apollo. They know where the last player is, and they are just watching. Unfortunately, actually, they don't seem to know where Falls is. I'll correct myself. Liquid.
Look at those pings coming out, though. Look, all the cams still up.
Will it matter even? He's sitting in Archive solo.
It's like the pings aren't helping him get these shots down. They are going to get the plant down to some extent. But right now they're just droning.
There you go. That's the drone. They confirm where he's at. They can spray through this entire wall as it's soft. Zofia should have some utility. Gumines are doing a bit of damage, but Fall's going to get shot, and around the corner he goes. That's Sexy Cake taking him out, and Team Liquid victorious. Domination today.
7-2, definitely even more of a domination. They're looking very good. Ironically, remember as I said, last time they played on this map it was a 7-2 as well, but in Team 1's favor. So nice reversal revenge there. Paolo definitely earning that title. What a just Terminator, just train of pain that last round. Just walking up spiral, laying out 3 people very quickly. I'm almost surprised he wasn't the one to get that last kill as well.
Because we're casting LATAM, I think I can afford myself to say a football anecdote, or soccer, that is. Watching Latin America, I'm sure you won't get this at all.
No, I won't.
Watching Latin America, when it comes to these matches, is really a lot like, and trying to predict it, is a lot like trying to predict the Premier League, the English Premier League, especially in the late 2000s. Literally impossible to predict. You wouldn't know what happened, especially in the past couple seasons anyways, so.
They could have been shorter. that was a long-winded metaphor there.
It's an anecdote.
Yeah, it was certainly an anecdote. It was an old man on a rocking chair on a porch anecdote.
Well, back in my day, it was actually more difficult to do something.
Well, unfortunately, we obviously don't have interviews with the winners, but Liquid is going to be pretty happy.
We need to locate a bomb.
Congratulations to them making up for last time. Hopefully they can keep that up, because they can literally me. Well, we have 2 more games to go. Of course, we're going to coming up next.
Your drone has found a bomb.
Oh, God.
10 seconds to insertion. Insertion in 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. You located a bomb. now secured.
Breaking charges up. Set.
We need to locate a bomb. Drone has found a bomb. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Need to reload.
Entering some ears.
Charge ready. Holding back.
Oh my god.
Diffuser. One friendly operator remaining. Seconds left. 10 seconds remaining.
Give me your money.
We need to locate a bomb. To go. 5 seconds to insertion. A bomb must be located and defused.
Reloading.
Located a bomb. Bomb has been located.
Ready to torch.
You must recover the diffuser. Down to one friendly. We have been eliminated.
Oh no, it's not there.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the desk here. Coming up next.
Located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
You're not watching another game. You're watching
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb.
Of course, I mean, you were, what, maybe over second team? Yeah, that's the second team overall for sure, because they had yeah, that was what it was, yeah. So, you know, they've been around.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Obviously, though, this is it. Getting a matchup.
Down to 5 seconds.
One of the top tier teams by far in Latin America. Whereas against you guys, of course, base members.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Astro, Unimap, Catman, and Ion. Played very well last season. I expect that today as well. And it's really going to be hard to do something about it. Probably some surprise to the table. And what happens to that? I don't know. It's better for you guys here. And of course, we don't have much stats around these players. You see here with new magazine. You know, there's not much to say. Elevate are still untested. They had their first pro league game a few days ago, and they tied with Black Dragons. Yeah, actually.
They were the only team that made it through from Challenger League for the team. NIBL were able to keep their spots. Out of the 6 teams from these 3 regions here, the main ones, VCast and Poland, only one team was able to rescue themselves from relegation.
That's the second time it's happened, where it was the only Latin America where it was that stayed that one time.
The future was
Op 4 has placed a diffuser near a bomb. Destroy
Weird
it.
that we have these big shake-up relegation things where every team but one Latin American team.
Heartbeat sensor activated!
Obviously, we will not have necessarily the same
Located the diffuser. Destroy it.
I don't know about LATAM, but I know EUNA 100%. That is confirmed, no relegation for them.
Latin America, if it's any different, or either way, you know,
1 Op 4 remaining.
they get to play the whole season regardless of any kind of relegations or anything, whatever happens at the end of the season. They get to enjoy the spoils of the org here, and obviously they got to play out of their minds.
Diffuser has been disabled. Mission successful.
Time with Black Dragons is good. They are a formidable team as well, but FaZe is a little bit higher on that tier list at the moment.
This is where you're hitting like the top tier international list.
But this is great experience. This will only make them better if they take it well, regardless of win or lose.
Yeah, we had that in the previous matchup as well, you know. Like, it was a possibility, you know, maybe Liquid would have been able to close, but we're going to play match. I actually didn't know we were going to play.
This is interesting because FaZe didn't play it during the second half of last season. I'm not sure about the first half, but they definitely didn't play it during the second half. We only had it twice. And one of them was that Team 1 versus a Liquid, which we just had the rematch of, essentially. So, I mean, we know Latin America has banked just fine. I don't think that's an issue, but it'll be, you know, that's less VODs as well for Elevate to have reviewed and prepared on, especially without the roster changes for FaZe. What do you guys think? Oh, that's not a surprise.
Protect the bombs.
That one makes it more sense. But the way Liquid played in our last matchup was different.
Going in the end.
Why am I such... my dad...
It's too much to bear.
Yeah, okay. Well, I will choke myself.
I don't have a petition. Can we get a drop over?
Reloading!
Rest in peace. Alright, well, we have a matchup and we're underweight.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
This is why and the second day I often
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
that cut shirt instead of this again. Because good God, wearing a tight knit shirt buttoned up plus a tie is just a recipe for disaster.
What is that?
Speed up.
In Latin America? For those who don't aren't aware, we are reviewing fantastic. It's very common now. For bottom end, it's very common. This is the difference in this
A bomb has been located by Op 4.
No, the internet doesn't always know, and people don't sometimes join, and they haven't seen previously.
You'd have to put in /s on every single time. Like,
I think of it as /safety.
here's this is like the most standard band phase. I mean, yeah, sure.
There's two differences between this and the last one. You got Blonde System, like with Jason Moore and then new instead of Mike's. So you should see those equalize quite a bit. Echo either way, though, not Maverick, of course, still going to be important. Whether Kaedo will get played or not, it's up to them. But IQ actually, you actually haven't seen not a ton of IQ today, surprisingly. There's Kaedo. Luna, are you actually going to play it? He does play very good monsters, so it's not surprising.
The bomb diffuser has been successfully deployed.
Great, but what do I choose right now? He's going to bring out quite the opposite.
Diffuser located. Protect the bombs. Disable the diffuser. 1 friendly remaining.
He definitely is a player that ran tournament for so long. That was voted
Mission
the
failed.
best
All friendlies have been neutralized.
in Brazil, like esports player in general this year. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Mav is someone that definitely has a lot of pedigree in competitive gaming. In games even way before he started playing Rainbow Six, or the game even existed.
Yeah.
So this man deserves it. We get some easy claps for him. But now he's got to guide FaZe Clan through this season to qualify for the next finals. As of course, FaZe Clan made it to Japan.
Yeah.
But they weren't able to make it with their full roster because of visa issues.
Skimpy, you're retarded.
In Canada for SI.
I think their two last-minute subs, though, played quite well.
Those were
That was for
NIP, right?
That was for that was for Ninja Pajamas. That's what I was thinking of.
And it was 9XT that came in for Face Clan.
Yeah, that's right.
And 9XT, someone that also, for all of you OGs,
Secure the bombs.
It's been a while. See, check out all the black eye placements. That's the thing though, is there's so many in this game.
Sending trauma pack
You
here.
can have different, really infinite variations in how you place those. But after, already taking down recklessly here, helping intelligence. Getting the shit going.
Yeah, we don't know exactly where that Jaeger was, well, sent itself in, but this kind of definitely in for a very
Down to 10 seconds.
great start early on. Of course, this is an attack down
5 seconds.
basement.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Switching charges are necessary. Oh, counter lucky star.
Setting up. Loading new mag.
Still being able to back off from that. They are all thrown out, so you cannot do anything about this. He's looking for an opportunity to take a shot. You always expose yourself just a bit here. But that's what we see a lot of people doing it for fun.
Just in case there's any utility thrown into them as well. Micro really finish you off. First flashbang, second flashbang coming in. And those ADSs that have been put lower on the blue stairs, so you can use those to your advantage. ADS wants to go back. Cameraman to try and open things up. All the utilities, he has to fall back at some point. There you go. They're very good at holding off, but all the ADSs are pretty much being lost. Thermite charge is going to go off. It still has one texted dynamite to use. ADS shotgun. There's the drone taken away. We're just trying to slow down phase. That's pretty
Friendly, last operator standing.
Pushed much further down than what we saw in the last match. Thatcher, of course, he was in play to make it quite easy to clear all of them. And that is why they are able to allow it. That was too long of a range.
Yeah, there we go. That's the push. Astro finds KDS. It's a 3v5. There's still at least one Nitro cell in the backhands of that Valkyrie. But Souls has one as well. It's gonna be good. That shield last. I don't know if there's anything left for Astro to close it down. Maybe even a grenade if it's possible. Lenda, what a shot. Takes down Yudo. There's any impact. He'll rush right into him. Lenda will get 2 now as Mav will find 1 kill on Souls. But it's cameraman to take down Lenda. All on Hunter, who's low health, barely alive. What's this? It was not able to stop.
Op 4, last operator standing.
The Nitro cell is even laying on the floor. Valkyrie was unable to do it.
Definitely a bit of a push once they felt like they had the opportunity. You saw it, for example, on the server stairs. As soon as the smoke realized his mistake, he turned around and started running back. After capitalized on it, he knows, okay, he's going to be running back. He's not going to be facing me. Now is my opportunity to push and take him out. It's things like that. Absolutely capitalized on. It's on the clock as well, just super close to the Red Hall wall. As soon as they had the opportunity and they cleared that shield, he pushed right on in. Yeah, they lost a few
15 seconds left. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
We'll see some again. Once more. A little bit of variation. I like the Maverick holes on the wall facing towards the red wall. Trying to contest where the shield was because it is very effective for taking out utility being thrown, putting pressure on whoever's playing that hole. You saw the Maverick doing exactly that. And it's also very difficult to hit the Maverick because you've got to shoot into little holes, whereas he's got a whole wide range of area to shoot from, being up close to it like that. So it was a good strategy. We see a lot of that where Mavericks just take advantage of the extra blow torch to be able to open those angles. And of course, he's going to still use some on hatches, but you only need really 2 of the hatches, and you've got Thermite with 2 breach charges. You can use 1 for the server hatch, which we saw him do. Maverick on the admin hatch in open area, which we saw him do. And oh my god. 1 to open up for the default plant spot from Yuna on the Thermite, which of course they do. And then 1 to open up the other wall. So there's the one that I'm talking about. The Souls is reinforcing right now. That's the Thermite wall for the default plant spot. And the wall that was directly to his right is the one that Maverick was opening. little holes to be able to shoot through. So a lot of opportunities there with the utility that they were bringing. Worked pretty good. And of course, Mav on that buck as well doing work. Drone position, very nice. We saw a couple times from Slash when he would go on those bake attacks, especially when he's playing as Nook. Just taking advantage of spotting the Maestro and knowing when he's on cams. That's the important thing is he goes on cams often to peek.
Hello.
You take advantage of that time, especially when he's checking those other cams.
You really have to time it so well, and that's really your game sense and experience.
No.
When you're someone that also has spent a lot of time playing that Maestro position yourself, then it's going to be easier for you to counter it. It's kind of, you learn from your own mistakes.
We also saw an interesting angle being used on it, was it yesterday, I believe? A little crack in the garage door itself, kind of in the middle of it, on top of the car, where it like smashed down onto the car.
Is it actually?
It was an interesting angle.
Huh. I actually want to see that now.
It was used pretty well with someone else's bait.
This is great. Combine the IQ with your Maverick, and you can easily take down Electro Claw. That's smart.
Of course, that depends on its accessibility as a position, but got to clear those ADS. So they got to keep pressure on as well to make sure that whoever's playing the smoke here, in this case KDS, doesn't push up onto them, because of course he's not going to be slowed down by the barbed wire.
Grenade down, and well,
it takes that Electro Claw.
That's a lot of range, but again, the Electro Claw has a bit of a wider hitbox, plus it only has 1 HP coded in the game, like most bits of utility.
Similar to what we talked about with the whole splash damage from the impact trick.
Exactly. That
was kind of like impact tricky, but it was just frag grenade instead of impact.
It's an explosion trick. Oh, Astro's come in though. Gonna push him. Is that an 870 being used? Oh, that's a bit of a miss. And the ADS is burning off. At some point, you gotta stop. But Mav has got the grenade, and those well.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Okay. Well, I want to say the impacts were
shotgun versus shotgun.
Yeah. Well, Lenta's gonna find one kill for himself onto Ion, but I was just gonna say like. Those impacts from the Zofia were 100% used to burn off the ADSs. Now looking at it in hindsight, and of course the Maverick can insta-tap that Maestro eye. Looking at a repeat of the previous round.
Let's give
the insta-tap on the Evil Eye, because otherwise they didn't have utility to take it out.
Pro experience. You want them to play just like the pros play. Like, no,
Hunter as well. He's looking for his own plays, but Mav's going to be the one to win it. He fires in, but Soul is going to win the gunfight. Hunter getting one, but Cameraman already shot down Souls. It means in a 2v1, they can just retreat and use the hatches to their advantage here. And the attack inside of FaZe flashbang. So whatever is remaining, well, you can use that to your advantage. He checks the hatch very wisely, but FaZe actually did not go up. They didn't even have the time for it. They decided to just sit back and utilize the fact that there's no shotgun on the other side waiting for him. The Alda might be strong, but when you have two...
Yeah, you can only still...
It's not that strong.
At a time,
yeah, it's not that strong.
Wait till it shoots out of the sides, too, at the same time, somehow. Teller's going to be their secondary side here for Elevate.
Like, all they do is just ban...
CCTV just not working out, and they double down, but that's enough. No tripling down on it.
Like, protect the bombs.
That was a much closer round than eventually we're going to fight a few of the players down there. And that's a good position to be in, but unfortunately it's close to playing.
Camera in position.
And that's not even... And that makes it look like a CPO hole.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised.
They drop it out actually like a dock or not even necessarily open area, so...
Stay clear.
10 seconds remaining.
A couple of players like Lenda playing pretty good stairs.
Down to 5 seconds.
Overall, as a team,
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Team play before eventually. It's a little recent. And they really have to bring it together to make it. They're such a strong team. This is going to be rough. Just to pick up a few rounds. Potentially. Souls and Hunter the other two are starting to build. I see this guy talking to me. I imagine to hold the back wall CEO. They do have the Maverick though. So No, it looks like at least one. He moved downstairs on the color of the ball.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Oh my god, there's a black dude.
One friendly remaining.
Trash, bitch. They never banned that, right?
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Yeah, don't ban the guy with the fucking shield. That's literally no
solo without support. They know they got to clear top floor. It's essential for this, and you almost always are going to have at least one player on defense upstairs. Oftentimes ready to rotate off if they can, because you don't want to die giving up top floor. But give it up, you will eventually.
It really is.
It's just a matter of how much time you can burn first. There's plenty of utility coming their way in the form of grenades and Zophia's lifelines.
Like, you should be in a dumpster somewhere.
Cameraman walks in. He's trying to do work here. KDS doesn't know where the punishment is going to come from. He actually is trying to, well, get shot from the side. At least this is what Maverick's trying to do. Hunter, though, good nitro cell, will connect and will save his teammate. And KDS takes down Astro. Great teamwork here.
Secure the bombs.
And really, that nitro cell from Hunter really is going to save the day for him. 7 nitro 1 connected down. The Bay 2 still on the shotgun.
Be up and running.
But he's very quick.
Location compromised. Plan accordingly.
So first turn now is damage. Starting that two-man guy. But it's going again very strong together. The team with those last two, they're taking on damage to the fourth now. Rotate off, getting the south down to the bottom. Rotating. These are all we need to back to the elevator. Maybe just brace a little while.
10 seconds.
They cannot afford to take 5 seconds.
Laying out the welcome mat.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Welcome mat deployed.
Downstairs from KDS, they're shot down. Beautifully played by Yuna, but Hunter didn't have many options to be solo on HP. He needed to make a move. He thought the wisest one was to engage, put himself in a position that he would not be expected in. The drones exist, and they made sure to work with them. But there's 15 seconds left, and that position from Lenda can actually do so much work. It already takes time one. The diffuser set in the back. You gotta pick it up right now. Phase. Will is trying to watch for this. He's unsure of where the push will be coming from. The diffuser is going to be set right now, but beautifully done. Now turns around and smacks Will in the face.
It's a good thing the IQ is a 3-speed to be able to pick up that diffuser and run back in time. I discovered that wouldn't have been the ideal play. Still would have possibly done it in time, but it would have been much tighter.
One friendly remaining.
Unfortunately, Will being on such low health at this early engagement couldn't do a whole lot. All it takes is a single body shot just flicking onto him through the wall there. They're gonna try to see for
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
We have the dock. As I was saying, that is a pick 4 upstairs, and they're just like, all right, we'll go upstairs. You know we're not gonna try to tell it. But that was a pretty decent defense to start with. They are gonna have a 6 pick though to the castle, and that can tease either upstairs. It is used very commonly up at CEO to board up windows, and occasionally if you want a doorway. But it's also used very much in open areas, so it doesn't necessarily telegraph which of those two you're going to, because that is the 2 sites they have not played yet. But in this case, I don't think it matters too much. There's one of the castle barricades going up that you could see that was on one of the double windows over there. Very commonly also on some of these single windows. You see Hunter reinforcing that one. That's about long angles from rappel. That one's a wooden barricade, of course, because you want to block that, make it harder a little bit at least. And then, of course, choosing another angle to barricade to stop those long angles from the other side of the building, as well as potentially from the front, depending on how tight of an angle you get. And that's what you
Protect the bombs.
They make it hard for them to shoot you for free from the outside. It's very important to go outside. Most likely on CGA windows, though. The window is safe and long. Securing the wall! Yeah, Matt, we work. Shout out to him more the rest of the He's going to show it, couldn't
Op 4 has located the bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Here he is, continuing on.
5 seconds
the
left.
In the legend in Latin America. As you can see in
bomb located by Op 4.
So the CEO defense. You're wondering, is Elevate going to play someone in the basement? Well, no, this is what IQ is playing around in there, but do know that there might be a player somewhere around the Tyler's area. Yuna's looking for him.
You would have heard their shot very likely.
Ion's gonna go for drones himself. He sets out. That's a great late round drone. You're expecting someone using some ATM kit. We were talking about this before.
That's the beauty once they add it, so you have both camp drones at the same time. You can now set up one like that, and then one is an overthrow. And then you could come back and then run out of time.
But did the IQ hear the Jaeger?
But like I said, it was very likely to hear
Diffuser here.
shots from drones.
Maybe. But he wouldn't know where
Or
he was
communicated to him.
He's switching between them.
I mean, we do generally get some directional idea, but yeah, the way sound propagates in this game can play some trickery on your ears for sure.
So grenade being primed and
not a terrible one, just slightly off. Still gonna put some fear into his feet.
I think it was on the other side of the wall where it hit.
Yeah, very likely.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Yeah, it hit the other side of the wall.
Oh. He's still got one in the pocket here. Just barely catching Will, who is just not prepared for the wall suddenly opening wide.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
This is great right now for FaZe. They can enter at any point in time. You look at the entirety of that boardroom. The CEO is just so completely demolished.
Yeah, and
like
Yuna's so good at sneaking these plants in too.
He can still do it. That's very true. Lenda's trying to fight here as he's definitely been the big linchpin for his team. But the soft walls might prove to be ineffective. Oh, Mav took some damage, but that's MP5 damage, which means he can just shrug it off, basically. There's the head peek, and Mav should be able to spot it, but unfortunately, he can't get a shot. Oh, there's KDS. He's being, he's trying to be a bit of a nuisance, but no smokes are being thrown. It's a bit too late. Yuna's already got the plant down. That double reinforcement is just so terrible right now. Ion and Astro will find a kill each. So and KDS the last two alive. And for how long is the question? Yuna in support of Mav will take down one, leaving the Maestro last alive and in trading.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Trade his gun fast. There we
Your drone has found a bomb. Seconds before insertion. Insertion in 5 seconds.
Known as the SFX guy with
You've located a bomb. Location and defuse it.
Well, at least I know I have a clear.
Don't look at me right now.
So, CCTV again. First time it worked well, right? There are probably chickens on bank. It always does something that when you see birds in this game, you can't eat them. Like how
I was playing yesterday, and a pigeon literally shows up from, it like flies through the floor, and it's like, it's right in front of me. I'm like, yo, where did this come from? This is a bit unexpected. Oh, there's many Easter eggs on that map.
Probably some not found.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Probably last alive in the garage for a good time.
The diffuser has been recovered.
And it's not him doing something wrong, because he's not able to deal with time from the garage, and they're not usually pushing it out. So possibly he's doing it again last time he was doing some drone work to see if there's a possibility for it. He's going to do that. Again, this spot. That's just spot is so many cars behind the 100. It makes it very difficult. I like the lone opposite. Usually it's fairly secure. Depending on the opposite, you can open up the hallway as well. Is there my still here? Okay, I'll go ahead. I would have gone there. And I think that's smart. Our cost is one drug that I actually can use late round. Exactly. To identify the money. You can make your position where you can find it. It's just hard to get sacrifice. No, you're certainly not. In fact, we're going to opportunities to rotate last turn.
You located a bomb.
EMP incoming. looking around there.
Okay, I guess.
Trying to figure out what to do.
Sure, buddy.
Vigilance and
KDS can try this yet again. It's not had the most success on this.
The bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser.
With a shield and barbed wire at least. Barbed wire is a nice touch though to make sure that they have to get rid of it, otherwise they can't push it quickly. And maybe they're going to do that on probably pretty close to the fight. Hard to tell sometimes they get the baby on the barbed wire, but it does make it weird. There you go, this thing, yeah.
The diffuser has been destroyed. Mission failed.
Well, I'd like to see more people using that.
I don't know if it goes down and then hits or it bounces in between.
I know, I think you can see both forces at a time on that, but however it works, it definitely works. It's 2 times he's done it. And that puts pressure now on Will as well down below, but KDS actually finds a kill on Yuna, and that's the diffuse carrier down, and not their only hard creature, but the one who's going to get the main wall open. That makes their default plant now nigh impossible. So that was a great kill. If you were going to kill anyone before you die, that was the one to do, and he didn't die. He took a little bit of damage. That's over the Kaid with a little bit of scratches. But here comes that flank.
Oh, so close. He gets off at the wrong moment. Few rounds being fired here by the Kaid. He's gonna get shot down, but Will's already taken down 1. Oh, the turnaround. It doesn't work, and KDS is ready with a shoddy face plan. They falter, elevate, put a lot of bodies for this gunfight, and they end up winning it out.
Finally, an elevator round. It only took him 3 times. But I put a lot of that on
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
first, and put a lot on it was the peak advance of Z11. Maybe, so what happened previously when he lost when he was going back is he peaked out on the server. He was holding it much longer and farther back in his kitchen.
Workshop.
Probably was playing in the same position again. He's down to the shotgun.
Your drone
He
found
was
a
up
bomb.
to the Z11 did exactly that because the server thinks he's safe and he's not as worried about, oh, I need to be alive. So that was a great adaptation rather.
10 seconds to go.
Winning that gunfight against the shotgun and skeleton key. Just down to timing and maybe
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, I don't know if it just happened in between shots.
Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
It's like way off both guns. A little bit longer, I think, on the up, but I don't have the time to know that for sure. But every shot was a little bit different timing in terms of the pump is pretty long. So it's also a very sharp shot. One of the best in the game. It's like the NHL, one of the best too, depending on the range you're at. They do not have this smoking 90s shotguns, with the exception of Oz Chief, which is still a we'll see KDS here on the Mosley this time. Probably a good idea to mess him up. Clearly on CDO, but they got the chunk down below. A lot of those Mosley are like the Mosley players. Probably off of that window, it's too good. So, they're all playing down below. They can start to do some damage to the above. Last time they pushed him pretty aggressively with the first one. They were able to clean it up pretty well within the site. That's what I'm hoping to avoid is that what if they could get in, see what they have by the board, and that would force it. So we'll see if that works. But it's a good idea that the Lobby also gets stopped, hopefully. The team faces him in his range, they can find out exactly what his position is. Ozzy offers himself up as a sacrifice. He shoots more than 50.
Blood. Good for the blood gods, call it for the sun. He's watching, he knows that there's someone around the corner. It's a question, how long can he keep this position?
Drop the diffuser.
Well, he doesn't have anything he has to be doing, I don't think, as far as his job goes. He's going for the default camp, that might cost him. Nope, big cost him right now. That's C4 down and pulled off. Smartly does it just the right time to not get any deals, trying to get the trade, and it's worth it to an extent, but losing 2 C4s to keep 1, not great. Okay, he lost the battle,
and it's definitely not a easy loss to game.
Four last operator standing.
There's no bandit. There's no armors.
You're gonna be pretty
Op 4 is your last. Successful.
Still open up the wall.
Oh yeah.
All those luck when it comes to face.
Absolutely. I mean, Cameraman, a great player though. You never want to lose him. But Hunter's gonna have to do a lot of work to make up for things here and play very smart. Luckily, he can at least identify where people are positioned around him to not make really stupid moves. But at the same time, you know, gunfights have to be won, and the ump is not great in everyone's hands. We have some fantastic players in Pro League with the ump, but it's also a tricky gun to use. Fire rate's not the best. A little bit of a pea shooter, depending on the range as well.
Still pretty nice because of the low recoil, at least
That's the
follow-up
strength.
run.
Similar to the MP5.
Round to round, it's just really nice because you can hit headshots faster.
Yeah. Timing?
Ah, Hunter, there you go. You're talking about the UMP dissing that ump.
Nope.
Now he fires back. Mav is down. That's 2 great points now off the board for FaZe Clan. Souls will get one more, but Astro is looking for the jackpot. Right? Oh no! Maestro at the right moment saves himself.
Drone has located a bomb.
Downstairs. That's actually way more difficult than
If you need medical attention, inform one of the water engines. We are setting off the medical system for clearance. If you need immediate medical attention, inform the water engines. Inform the medical attention. نحن نعد أيضا طبية للحجر الصحي.
10 seconds.
That's alright. It's still a decent
فلتخبر
position.
واحدا من هذه الحدود
5 seconds to go.
قائمة الطبية بمنتهى إطلاق المنطقة. سنجمع
You
جميع
found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
الأمتعة المفقودة من وراء
actually win this round. He takes a bit of damage off of the wall. On the tail, it'll probably reverse repel. With the UMP, this is way more difficult. Of course, for the runner, but he won't have enough time. That was your capture. That's the definition of it. Was not even worth it.
No, it's not. He probably actually just stuck somebody.
There's no way. He can't. Oh, he can't. This is going to be so close. This is why Yuna couldn't get shot. There we go. What was it? 4 seconds left. He's going to be able to do it. Oh my God. Hunter. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh no. We called him out. But he got it.
How fast did he back? Sonic the Hedgehog racing right back up there. Well done by Elevator. Overall, though, the way they played earlier, they did good.
Oh no. That was I will take it back. As well. We're mistaken. We acknowledge our mistake.
It almost never worked. He really just did it so early to kill Yuna. It was just, you know what? He knew what he needed to do. I've got to jump out that window. Thank you.
Go. No hesitation.
Step 1. If that doesn't buy me enough time, it doesn't buy me enough time.
Black House,
So, you know,
Drop the diffuser.
Don't let him hurt you.
We are setting off the medical stand for clearance. If you need immediate medical attention, inform the water agents. Welcome to the medical stand. نحن نعد قائمة طبية للحجر الصحي. إن احتجت إلى
You located a bomb.
فلتخبر واحدا من حالة الحدود أو فلتأتي إلى القائمة الطبية بمنتهى إطلاق المنطقة. سنجمع جميع الأمتعة المتروكة. يمكن طلب الأمتعة
Friendly, last operator standing. We have been eliminated.
انتظار المزيد.
set something up, try to be tricky. Try to get a spot in a spot that is above a wall, I imagine. That must be above one of the walls. Looks like, is that above the wall right there? I don't know. We need to zoom in a little bit more to see if that was electrified. It is electrified, so that is a great spot. If that's not being used often, it should be in archives. Right above the wall. There's no Thatcher. They're very unlikely to find that. They might have to maverick it almost just to set up. That is fantastic by Ion. Of course, now we all know about it, so he was in rank.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it doesn't even take that much coordination to get spread like that.
No, you just gotta figure out the spot.
Actually,
And he showed pretty
I
clearly.
think you put it in the center.
I would imagine, but you know, just have someone ping for you. You know, just hit a hot ping right there and just throw it on the ping. Either way, though, well done. Is obviously we're like acting like they won the round already here, but that is something that is a bit of a game changer in terms of what they could do with that thermite now, unless they discover or know about that location and can take that room. Of course, they're going to want to push the top of the server stairs, and Yuna's ready for that. That's what Canisters do. Does not have a shield, though. See that crack in the door right there that was kind of bent?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That was the spot. Only works at a certain angle, but it works when it works. That's pretty good. Because you stand on top of the card to take the shot.
If half these kids were around, when my
There's a Capital nearby, throwing the flashbangs first.
He's got it all. I mean, you would imagine the Capital would
like
use
on a
his
regular
crossbow
basis,
once the skylight is open. But Yuna's actually going to fall back. This is definitely not something that we saw from Elevate.
He wants to actually save some of the smokes to counter the plant. Now that the plant's going to be a lot more difficult, they may actually have to walk it through the doorway. And so having the smokes for that actually is a smart choice here. I think he made the right choice because they've already burned a minute and a half either way. Having control of that, if they don't know what to do about that Electric Claw, they might have to blow open the other wall, the one that Lenda was at, just to be able to get in, to go for the plant. Because going through the doorway is super risky.
Yeah.
We'll see what they decide to do, but overall, I think FaZe Clan made some smart choices here.
Yeah, they have the time, so it's definitely
They did take care of the Electric Claw.
There you go.
All right. Well done, Elevate.
Did he see it from the hatch? I think so. You heard the Maverick shooting a bit. Maybe he did see it from the edge, lie down on the floor.
Entirely possible, but it is taken out, and the wall now opened. So now they are set up for the plant. Will has not finished opening this key hatch yet, oddly enough. Doesn't look like he's doing it in a very efficient way either. So maybe he needs to go back to Maverick school for a bit.
There's so many. There's so, like,
I believe that's the plot of the new Top Gun,
the world has
right?
made so many words for people like you. You would think you would catch on by it.
That's exactly it.
I knew it.
Or so I've heard.
Tom Cruise is Maverick.
Highway to the danger zone, and there's a lot of danger here in red. You're gonna inhale a lot of smoke as the Zofia will walk on in. It's gonna keep on firing. Ion will take down one. Is there a Nitro Soul to throw? No, the smokes are already there. There's the Nitro Souls is down, but Lenda will do some work. But Astro and Ion firing in all cylinders. They'll get one each, and Astro collects them all. Flawless from FaZe Clan in round number 7.
What a just stomp there at the end. They may have slipped on the last couple of attack rounds, but they certainly didn't slip there. C4 actually just barely caught. You saw when the pulse came out to go for the C4 that they got off the fake plant, but it was just in range. The way he threw it so close, it's just enough to down him, and really that was all the pressure they needed, because then they had to go for the pickup. While that pickup was happening, Astro was able to rotate. So while they did have the trump card with the Kaid Electric Claw they were hoping to have, it worked out well enough in the end. A lot of good kills coming out, a lot of good peaks, and a flawless round on that defense. A great start to getting closer to match point. All you've got to do is win 2 more rounds. And I don't know if Elevate have a lot of chance of picking up 4 more rounds in a row to even that up. So we'll see a first 6 pick to an IQ there. Teasing the Nomad. It's a good way to threaten them to be a little less crazy on their roams, I suppose. Assuming they don't figure out that you were just faking it.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So we'll see how they set this up here. Nothing too unusual in the setup. The Kite Electric Claws, though, interesting choice is, you know, teams will opt to bring different operators sometimes to try and stop that wall from being opened, but more often than not, it's likely to get opened, except for if you can impact trick it. That's generally the way you're going to be able to keep that secured. More so than batteries, just impact nades are the way to go. So we'll see if they're able to do that.
5 seconds remaining.
Good drone spot there. Does catch the Maestro throwing some barbed wire. 2 of them, in fact, on spiral stairs. We saw a great push-up spiral stairs, I believe, from FaZe earlier. So this could be one of the last rounds here for FaZe if they can just keep it together. Played very smart last round. And this is only their 2nd defense round now. So they're 1 for 1. Hunter a little cautious of players in the lobby, as you should be. KDS looking for any cameras that he might have to spot. Might just be looking for the default one, but either way. He's also got the LMG. This is something Slash does very often, play up on those windows repel with Captal LMG. When he was on Rogue as well as now on LG, he does the same thing.
It's very true. We've been seeing him a lot more IQ nowadays, but regardless, the 249 definitely is.
It's like he's one of those players that pioneered, not necessarily pioneered, but one of the early adopters of the LMG on IQ, but also one of the early adopters of it on Captal as well.
I'm not sure if it was also for Zofia, but definitely.
I don't think he does on that, but it wouldn't surprise me. He likes the LMGs, the ability to spray a lot of bullets, so you control the recoil.
I get it, they do still a lot of damage.
Well, rather than impact trick, he actually wants to go for the C4 long throw over to the wall by the camera, by the default cam. That's likely where you're going to open first. So I appreciate the idea. It's a long angle to hit, but if you time it right with the right intel, let's say they have a black eye out there that's able to call it out, it is likely to get the kill as long as you've practiced that throw. So it seems like a smart approach. Rather than impact trick, you can just kill Thermite. That's my kind of impact trick. Shield here also, as you can see, to protect him from the doorway, but that's not guaranteed protection, especially when he's standing up. Certainly well exposed. Lenda just on the other side of that wall as well. Capital Firebolt's coming out to try and deny some movement.
He can't see him. Oh no, Yuna! Oh, the mistake. KDS will take down Astro as he's down on the floor.
Well, no C4/impact trick now.
Unfortunate. And there's one more from Lunda. Yuna is down. The smoke at the wrong moment. And Mav is still trying to fight. He should be able to find this. There we go. Fires at the IQ, but he's still alive. Will only taking a bit of damage. Cameraman will be forced out to support his teammate, but his position will be revealed. Goes out even for the run out. You would never expect any sort of utility being set there. And he finds one kill, but his teammate is dead. His position is known. Still has a nitro cell, and he's not getting any pings right now on the site. He's going to have to walk on up. Too late to deny the diffuser. There's Capital crossbow bolt thrown out to, well, actually right in the air. Oh. Well, it seems like Elevator really coming into their own here on the attacking side. It's so odd because in our last game, it was the complete reverse. Teams were popping off on defense, and Cameraman was so little HP. There you go. A bullet from Souls with his name on it.
Well, looks like the stretch to win here. Gonna get a little bit longer for FaZe. A little bit of a sloppy round from the Kaid as well as the smoke of Yuna. As you said, poor timing. Capital Firebolt well placed as well. Does manage to clean him up. They're going to try open area for reals. I liked some of the ideas there, but yeah, just they could not keep the Kaid alive. Once he fell, then Yuna was just in a little bit more of a desperate gunfight. I like the idea of fighting the IQ, but they spent 2 people to do it. Maestro firing at the IQ first, then the Valkyrie taking most of the life and damage, making a clutch much more difficult. And in the meantime, Maestro was left alone trying to defend and did not succeed at that. So, see how open area goes if they can have a little bit more patience and time things correctly. You got the CAD, of course, to be able to hit the hatches because you don't want them opening those hatches to be able to get that top-down control. But they didn't bring the Maverick, actually. So that's pretty good. They probably didn't think they needed it, but now that is hatches that might not be open, depending on how tricky they are to deal with, the electric claws, but they are likely going to be difficult to open the ones above open area. There are 2 hatches up there. One in the hallway you can see there by Mav, and then one in that stock room just below. But still, I feel like the spectator's almost been anticipating what we've been looking for today. Whoever it is, if it's someone different, like, it almost sounds like, it seems like they can hear us, and I appreciate that.
It looks like it.
That's all, I just appreciate it.
Now the big question is, yeah, there's mute jammers, okay? And they're the Thatcher band. So overall, good from FaZe.
Yeah,
as you're saying,
good usage.
No Maverick, you know, the hatches are gonna stay up. But I think the best thing is you can still use the thermite to open up the hatches. Yeah. The question is, are you going to be able to find those mute jammers below?
Well, they were able to find the electric claw when we weren't sure if they were going to be able to, so it's a possibility there.
So here, a combination of the IQ, of course, is going to be pretty important. Using her, it's going to give you a lot of info and preparation.
That will help you find those electric claws.
Caster barricades in.
Yeah.
I think for this site specifically, like open area without castle is just no point.
Yeah, you really need it to be able to, like I said, cut off those long angles from repels. You don't want them getting free kills from outside. But we already have 1 player inside here. Up in CEO. Hunter dealing with a barricaded door. He was hoping was going to be open. Sees a little bit of damage to it as well. A little suspicious on whether or not someone might be peeking that. In the meantime, Linda going to open up a bit of the floor. It puts pressure on anyone who might be playing downstairs, and that is going to be Ion and Mav. A lot of flexibility in these rotates, and that's the way you set it up. You need to set up a lot of rotation, open up the open area to be able to play around, as well as you see that drop that Ion just used to be able to rotate downstairs. Gives some accessibility to go for the flank on those server stairs as well if someone starts to try and take it square.
I like that voyeur camera that they have set up upstairs. It's just watching in CEO, and you have complete line of sight over the buck.
Yeah, both of these cameras have a lot of visibility. Fantastic placement.
You can see Yuna switching between his cameras, evil eyes, making sure all is well. Of course, one of them is protecting the entry via the barricade, as you can see, directly into the kitchen. Cameraman's just stationed. He has an impact grenade, so if it comes down to a run out, he can immediately go for it, just take a bit of damage, and then, you know, try his luck for the push. But Ion being downstairs is definitely not something you'd be consistently expecting, but you always have a flank drone that's set up to catch anybody rotating up through blue.
Yeah. Assuming that happens here. Ion just hanging out downstairs in CCTV.
He can nitro from below.
If he's got a practiced angle, quite possibly.
If it's timed correctly, then does one of the black guys actually see through there? I think so. There's cameraman.
Hoping someone's just hanging out in the back alley here.
Oh,
he finds one.
Okay, he fires into the Capitão, but KDS is still alive. He's barely alive.
That's where the LMG wins.
Oh no, unfortunate couple bullets there would have been all that's necessary. The Maestro loses the gunfight with Will getting 2, but Mav with 2 in response as well. The Capitão and the Zofia are so late on HP. There's so little time left. Mav even pulling out the Deagle. A single bullet of even. His MPX will be more than enough, and Ion will get the last one on Hunter as he picked himself up as the Zofia. Barely any HP for him to work with, of course. And that's the end of it. FaZe Clan defend open area successfully.
That C4 saved the round.
Maybe, as you mentioned in the prep phase, if there was a Maverick, things would have been different.
Yeah, those hatches not being open forced them to play more horizontally. Didn't work out, as you can see.
You know, my question is, did you hear the Capitão bolts going off at any point in time?
I don't recall hearing them, no. We might have been looking at the wrong position or something, but yeah, I didn't hear any go off. But again, the Capitão might have been just a preparation for a different site that they didn't end up fighting. But as I heard his LMG go off through the window, it seemed to work pretty well. Again, they lost a lot of gunfights, and it was really the C4 from Mav that saved it. Because getting that double kill right there, he was being pressured from a lot of different sides. And with the rate that they were losing gunfights, that could have easily swung heavily to Elevate's way. But at least on the upside, they did a lot of damage in return to those 2 last players. And that made it pretty easy for them to be able to clean that up at the end. We are definitely on the edge of a potential 7-3 here. Although the way Elevate have been playing, I do feel like there's a possibility for a 7-4. But still, I know I'm making it sound like a foregone conclusion, but the way FaZe have been playing, with the exception of the last couple rounds being a bit sloppy,
Attackers have located a bomb.
I think it's very probable that FaZe are able to win. They're going to be able to go back down to CCTV, as now it's been a couple rounds where they did CEO and open area in the meantime. Mav's still up there at 11. Everyone else at 6 or 7. So we need 3 kills from those middle players there to bring it to 7 all around. Got the typical Maestro here. We got 2 setups. One that looked like it might have been a red hallway to look into the site, which is pretty smart. If they go for a smoke plant, you can see right directly in. Because a lot of times,
is it the one on the bars?
Oh, no, I think it's on the far side, like looking through the soft wall being opened up. If I saw it correctly, it was just for a moment. But that's a good idea because it makes it a little harder because you have to actually kind of walk into sight to get the angle to shoot it, which exposes you, as opposed to one that's placed on the monitors that you break. That's a little easier to see.
A lot of teams, I've seen a lot of teams just forego that whole putting it on the monitors, and they put it on the bars inside of Red Hallway.
Yeah, I've seen that a bit too.
And that actually is very effective. The arc, the angle that you need to take definitely exposes you as a Zofia or whatever it is to destroy it. So it is an effective Maestro camera, especially if there's an ADS somewhere close up.
Well, the angle that he had it at as well in Red Hallway looked like he could zap quite a bit.
It's true.
When he went in the doorway. The more thing also is being able to see through the smoke. I always like this use of the pulse to check sewers, make sure no one's sneaking in through there. No alligators creeping up.
This is so great. Mav can walk back into gold if he wants to, just like he's doing now, or he can stay in server and support the smoke.
He can also get a lot of intel from the Evil Eyes. Be able to figure out what's going on. Cameraman just going to be playing that garage as usual. They do have the Maverick again, of course, because they were expecting CCTV. He takes a little bit of damage opening that hatch. And then, of course, you're probably going to have them try and clear that Electro Claw so that Thermite can open it, ideally.
Again, 1 round away from victory here, FaZe Clan, and KDS is going to try to push in from sewers. You're talking about the Crocs. Should be 2 players right around the corner here. The barbed wire might give away his position. There you go.
You could be wearing Crocs.
Crocs are the comfy, you know.
Oh, you know, with an initial kill onto Zofia, that's a huge kill. Now those Maestro Evil Eyes likely to stay up.
The Capitão just walks on in, but if he uses his crossbow bolt, it can definitely spell disaster for the smoke sitting solo. He's got a Claymore, and he's walking in so slowly. Turns around the corner to the shotgun right to the face, Yuna. And he's looking for more. He's looking for more. There's one more. He's down on the 4. Triple kill for Yuna, but it won't be able to catch off the 4th one. Souls will end that death streak, but it's a 4v2. FaZe Clan have 2 Nitro cells. They have a Pulse, a Maestro, and a general purpose Jaeger. That looks great for FaZe.
Oh, the taps onto the feet. Not quite enough.
Yeah, there we go. That's the one on the bars.
Oh, that's, yeah, oh, it was on the bars, okay.
Flashbang in, won't do much. Mav still checking. He's timing things. There's little time, and very smart from Souls as he walks in and tries to fight it. Ion is already down. No nitro can be used. Cameraman gets one for his effort, and Astro secures the final kill for FaZe Clan. That's it done. Elevate. They fought back, but FaZe again, with their experience, that's foregone conclusion. 7-3 victory. We have had just relatively one-sided games today, I have to say.
Well, Elevate definitely showed what you'd expect from a new upstart team, which is the ability to win some gunfights. But strategy was just not there, at least on par with a team like FaZe. That's definitely a tough team to step up against. A lot of experience in these guys, just a lot of successes under their belt as well. Fantastic players. It's no one's surprise that they won, but I do think Elevate showed some potential there, and I look forward to some of their future matches. And depending on the matchups, they might have a little bit more success. So like I said, they did get 1 point off the match against Black Dragons.
Exactly.
So that's a pretty good accomplishment for your first day in Pro League.
Yeah, you get 1 point out of it. Of course, the 3 other games were victories for FaZe, INTZ, and MIBR. However, to date so far, we've had, well, no real upsets. It was basically
7-2, a 7-3, and a 7-4.
Yeah, and the 7-4, of course, that was INTZ against MIBR. Some people might call it an upset, but I just saw INTZ just playing way better than MIBR.
Yeah. Well, maybe now we'll get a 7-1 or a 7-5.
Black Dragons beating NIP. Yeah. Who knows? That's our last game for this evening. So let's go to break, and then we'll come back for final matchup of this week. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A final game, and then we're done for this week. Pro League, of course, returns on Monday, but before then, it's one game. Black Dragons versus Ninjas in Pajamas. Come back, I'm Rassan Finch. This is Zemzo. Devin Beck.
Not Finch?
No, we're not married yet. Sorry.
They're going to take your green card back.
I don't have one. I think it's very obvious at this point, Devin.
Uh-oh.
But here we are, and let's talk about that last game.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was a little bit better from Elevate side than I would have expected, but FaZe definitely playing like FaZe. I mean, maybe we'll see something here similar from Ninjas in Pajamas, who were very good last season. But Black Dragons, I don't know, they're a decent team too. This could really be a little closer like that first match. Members of Black Dragons, of course, you know most of them. WAG, Live, Hornets Out, Seiya, and PZD.
Of course, WAG is the player with the most, how do you say, the most pedigree on the team. It's been there since day one. PZD, though, has had his own lines of success with Seiya. But then Live and Hornets Out are the relatively new players overall compared to the others.
WAG, if I recall correctly, also formerly of NIP. But on NIP, now you have Julio, Kamikaze, Muzi, Psycho, and Pino. No roster changes, but none needed. This team, very strong last season, did need to shuffle for no reason. And they certainly won't. Some great players all around, most of them with over 1 rating, except for Psycho, who's very close to that. Otherwise, looking pretty good. Muzi up there with a pretty good KD, plus 59.
He definitely was one of the highest rated players in the entirety of the last season. I don't know if there's many players that were even able to get anywhere near him.
I don't know, but he was looking pretty good last season.
Plus 59 is really solid.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can keep that up, of course. As you know, sometimes off time can slow you down a little bit, depending on how they were spending that. But, you know, they warm up pretty quick. They obviously played on Tuesday, so it hasn't been too long now. Should be pretty warmed up.
In their matchup on Tuesday, well, what happened with them? Well, it was a bit disappointing, but it was still a close game against FaZe Clan. I believe, there you go. Yes, they played on Clubhouse. FaZe were able to get 4 rounds on defense on that map, which is something you expect. 4-2 at the half. NIP should have had at least some sort of semblance for a comeback. Unfortunately, they were only able to get 3 rounds on their own defense.
That's against FaZe.
Yeah, that's against FaZe, really against one of the top teams in the world. Yeah. So you're expecting something like it. Close game regardless. Map veto here between NIP and Black Dragons.
Obviously can't be Clubhouse again.
Or Border.
Coastline Villa Bank off the board, so no repeat at Bank. Colin said also no repeat. Cafe, all right. This will be interesting, as this is a map that both these teams don't really seem to like to play. Now, if I recall correctly, Black Dragons did not play it at all last season across the entire 6 months, and NIP only played it once across the entire 6 months, and it was a draw for them. This does not seem like the best map for them. Obviously, they work on stuff during the off time, so it'll be really interesting to see what kinks they might have worked out during that time. We just don't have a lot to contrast it with in their previous performances, at least as far as Pro League goes. Outside of Pro League, well, you know, there's probably plenty of times they might have played it, but within Pro League, that's their record.
Oh, when was the last time any of these teams were able to play online? They played in the qualifiers going into 6 Invitational.
There's that.
That's something. But what do you guys think in the meantime?
I'm thinking NIP is going to be pretty heavy. There it is.
Of course, Black Dragon still has a very substantial fan base, but 21% is basically that. 72 for NIP being more experienced.
These games have been pretty lopsided so far in terms of that, so I mean, that reflects that. It's just a question of whether or not you think Ninjas in Pajamas will be up to their old skill level, and if so, then those percentages are probably accurate.
I mean, 7-4, 7-2, 7-3.
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, if we look at the page, look at me here. Like, it goes INTZ, MIBR, Liquid 1, FaZe Elevate. So is it going to be NIP Black Dragons the way we're looking at them?
Oh, because of the checker pattern. Yeah, I guess it has to be NIP.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's the more likely outcome anyway.
That's exactly how it works.
There we go. It was designed to be visually and aesthetically appealing as a result, boards.
We're looking, of course, at those like match boxes as they are shown. They're shown like X team versus Y, and there's the way between them. So it's like a zigzag.
Yes, that is how it is. It's just
trying to be visual.
Yeah, trying to explain it for those who can't see what we're seeing, of course.
Yeah, but here we are, Black Dragons NIP and Cafe Dostoevsky. Now, what I really want to see is what operators Black Dragons ban. I would be so surprised if they don't ban a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Against NIP?
Yeah. It's true.
You can go for that. You can go for the Mozzie ban, which might help you out a lot.
Yeah.
NIP are very good at breaking and entering.
Mozzie bans are so rare, and there's so many other operators that are kind of must bans to an extent.
Look at Muzi though. The reason why he has so many kills is because he's always droned in and he always hits the shot.
Yeah, you saw his entries were pretty good, 14, I think.
So the man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And there's definitely support behind him. Cafe Dostoevsky can be a very linear map in the way that you're funneled in constantly into smaller and smaller rooms.
Yeah, and you're generally entering in mostly the same way.
Exactly. So having drones, having that in support is great. I think mute is going to be huge.
Keep in mind that, you know, obviously if you ban it, you can't use it yourself. So you do kind of hurt yourself a bit in that.
We don't know who starts on which side yet.
I believe it's NIP on defense. I believe. I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, we're still waiting on all the players to get into the
verify that
lobby right now, and then we can verify how things are. But yes,
I want to see some kitchen defenses from these guys, just because sometimes those can be a little more creative a lot of times than the upstairs, which is, you know, bar is gotten a little more static in the meta. There's little tweaks here and there sometimes on the ops that are picked, but the setup is generally pretty similar. There's a lot of boxes you have to check, and you kind of set up according to those. But the op bans affect those as well. So obviously, once we get into game, we'll find out what the op bans will be. And you were just talking about, you know, whether those will be strategic to ban things from NIP. A lot of times, the defender bans are often ones that you just don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
I think more so than targeted ones. Attacker bans tend to, I think, obviously, we don't know what they're thinking when they pick it, tend to be a bit more. Yeah, if we see Thatcher in this map, it'll be the first time today. So probably going to be a Thatcher ban. He is pretty useful on this map as well.
Look at the mirror, though. If we look at the last time Cafe was played in Latin America, which I think is a very good comparison, Team 1 versus MIBR played it. That was 2 days ago. 7-5 victory for MIBR. They somehow were able to claw it out of Team 1's hands because reasons. We won't dig into that. On that map, MIBR banned the Maverick. Team 1 banned the Thatcher. However, Team 1 started on the defense. They did not play a Qa'id on that bar until way later.
Yeah, that's weird.
Took a long time for them to do that.
NIP starting on defense, they might go for that Thatcher ban as well then.
It's definitely possible. And again, this is Latin America. We say it not to like overgeneralize, but in reality, it is something. Look at it. Thatcher is an operator that consistently gets banned.
Yeah, we almost see like the ban rates per region like next to each other. Later on, we will have those graphics available. It's obviously there's not enough data to really show you just yet. But yeah, it'll be a lot of Thatcher bans.
I think we'll start showing it by playday number 4 or 5. Not sure yet, but regardless, that's the time where you screenshot everything and go post it on Reddit for the free ELO.
Yeah, you need it.
You know, right now, the Reddit karma, though, you're going to have to farm it like an honest man. You just go and comment on all the
You don't
posts.
say anything useful, you just get downvoted. There's the Thatcher.
Does that actually happen, though?
Sometimes.
There's Thatcher
It's
ban.
Reddit.
Yeah, you were saying. I mean, a lot of times, like, screenshots of Intero tweets, so.
Yeah, please downvote those. Do us all a favor. If you can only downvote on Twitter, too. Maverick, you were talking about the bans on that earlier.
Like, this is the mirror. Yeah. This is exactly what we saw last time.
It's like strong for this map. But Thatcher is apparently strong on every map, according to Latin America, it seems. Maestro, next to go.
Mira.
Probably going to be leaving Goyo on the board. As we said, we've only seen like one ban, I think, across all regions for it so far. But yeah, probably Mira. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Echo going to be in play as well, though. And that
Honestly,
will be very strong on bar.
I would definitely have preferred an Echo ban instead of Maestro.
Yeah, I mean, Maestro, I think, overall is a little bit stronger than Echo in a lot of ways. But Echo also provides a lot of good denial and mobile cameras, something you don't get from anyone potentially except for Mozzie. We'll see the Gridlock in play here, potentially. The Gridlock pretty strong on this map because there's only 2 stairs you generally worry about. So you can get some good tracks on those. We'll be going to Reading first. Interesting choice. Not the common one. Most teams wanted to go to Bar first, the top floor. Reading's also a good site, and usually the secondary. Echo definitely going to be played. Mute Mozzie combo, definitely going to be abused. You were talking about the strength of that for NAP, and they're certainly going to use that. See how well they utilize the Echo, though. It is a little trickier to use, I think, in Reading in terms of, like, unless you're using them to support the top floor, it's not necessarily as many obvious spots. But it is kind of interesting, the idea to have maybe one inside dining, just in case you're not paying attention if someone tries to sneak a plant in there. You can quickly stop it. give yourself time to move around. Fortunately, it looks like we might have to go for a rehost due to an FPS issue, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Bino can't get the 60 FPS. I don't
Either
know.
can't get or only has, one of the two.
Come on, turn up the FPS over here.
He forgot to.
Where's the dial?
He forgot to flip the switch. Yeah, the FPS over.
Remember the turbo switch that actually slowed your computer down?
It's a complicated issue, but yeah, I remember the turbo switch.
Just to make like the old programs compatible because they were frame related.
It's weird, silly stuff.
Computers.
Back in the day, yeah.
It was back in your heyday.
When I was using 5 1/4 floppies, no joke.
You were
big old.
I'm not gonna say that you still do that, but I won't. No comment.
I'm sure those would get
5 1/4 floppies, but in another way. I don't think we can talk about that on the stream here.
No, I think we're just gonna have to wait. Unfortunately, we don't have anything in terms of the match yet that's happened, but we have some idea what they were going for. At least with the Mute Mozzie combo, they're gonna be playing probably some decent roam. Denial of their ability to drone the map means they're gonna play. A lot of times you're playing above on the top floor, trying to stop that because you know they want to do top-down take because they can shoot through the floor. So
there always is that one player playing downstairs in mining.
It takes too long to clear.
With a nitro cell, you know, they're going to throw it up at some point. Was there a Legion in play in the round? I didn't quite catch it.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
There usually is just one player. Usually it's a Legion, but you could always pretty much put one player in piano. You reinforce the walls up in between red and piano, and you sit someone there. Right, you have the one of the small like bars that you can sit behind, and you stay there. And you also use that position to bait in C4s from below, so it kind of all works together.
Yeah,
strategy that definitely can be used here.
Well, we'll see if that ends up being the case. I don't remember for sure if there was a Legion. I know there was a Mute Mozzie and an Echo. I don't recall 100% who the other two were.
We're trying to get the lobby back in shape, and it looks like the teams are joining in. So hopefully we won't have to.
I'm sure they want to get to the match quickly, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Most players don't want to delay. They want to just get it going, you know, crack the whip. So
we definitely don't want either. Trust me, as much as I love talking for 45+ minutes. What was that? Filling time for 45 minutes with barely any information is no bueno.
Looks like we got everyone back in. It's just a matter of making sure they're ready. And it looks like firing it off. Obviously, we'll wait a second to make sure everyone's good. Hopefully. No further FPS issues, but hey, we can't go a Latin American Playday without a rehost. We didn't have it either in the first 3 matches, so there we go. We've hit our minimum of 1 Latin American rehost.
They turned up the FPSs, so let's hope that it's actually all working.
Yep. Just a matter of waiting a second. I imagine they're going to be checking it. Now, of course, they need to be moving around first, so it'll take just a second, and there we go into game. Once they start moving around, I'm sure they'll know what the FPS is like. Probably has the FPS counter displayed in the top left via Uplay. But it was Smoke and Jaeger were the other two. For those of you who are not aware, the rehost rules is you need to be the same operator, same bomb site. So you cannot change any of that. You can change your setup, though.
And you can change who's playing which operator.
Is that true? I don't know if that's true or not.
I believe so.
I don't know.
We know that you need to have the same operators as before, but I don't think that there's part of the rule that says everybody needs, like...
That seems like a strange loophole, but it's possible. Just because, like, the whole point is to enforce doing the same thing that is enforceable and makes sense to enforce. And that, I think that makes sense to enforce, but maybe that's not set in stone.
Let's take a look at it.
What a strategy.
What? Yeah, that'll actually change everything.
Let's change everything. Well, we see them setting up a bit of a destruction of the walls. You see the walls in the red hall there. Some soft destruction, be able to fight that, but of course the ones facing pillars, reinforced. Hopefully no FPS problems for Pino. See barbed wire. They're definitely setting up for upstairs as usual. Deployable shield and reinforced walls in heaven. We've got some reinforced freezer walls as well. Psycho setting up some of his pests upstairs as well as reinforcing the hatch, which of course you want reinforced. Even though you're not playing train, you still don't want them easy access to rotate downstairs nearby the site for dining. Watch for any runouts here, just in case people are getting antsy. Good drone that could just be set up as a flank drone here, which is likely he's getting off of it, so he's got 2 drones up. You will often see the secondary shotgun used for exactly what I was just about to say. Good for opening hatches, then you don't have to bring someone with some specific gadget for that necessarily. You see that happen from Jackal as well. Pest doing its job. Putting them on windows, honestly, one of the best use of Pest, as long as you, don't mind the drone's likely to die afterwards, but there's very little you can do. If it's a window, they have to pretty much throw it through. You're gonna get the Mozzie himself actually spotted before losing the drone.
That's huge. That's now 2 drones lost for the Zofia. Live just cannot do anything.
And Psycho's already peeled off. He's not even where they saw him. So good on him. There's also the Echo drone there to watch for the drops.
So there's the mute, and Julia running the MP5K. Of course, more often than not now we've been seeing the shotgun in play, but because you have probably the smoke bring the shotty
The
in
secondary
space.
from Mozzie as well.
Yeah, so you're kind of pretty good with that combination. Black Dragons, though, will waste no time and enter Piano.
You want to get that done early so you can start moving from there as long as you know your flanks are somewhat secure. Definitely the best thing to do as quickly as possible. Although it does mean you're a little less secure in droning and that you're physically in the building if you need to be doing some kind of recon. But you have enough teammates around to cover you. Some pings coming out. Nice thing about pinging with the Echo drone is it doesn't have a lot of repercussions because they have to look for the drone. It's too risky to be doing that while being pinged.
There's Nitro Cell, will connect. No, it's just placed.
But he doesn't trigger it yet, so he's waiting for the pings.
This is User wanting to move in. There's the Nitro.
Julio, smartly done.
Beautifully done there. Live is going to be...
But that's Pino himself down. Good thing that Yokai is still up because they've lost the Echo early. That is a great initial kill.
I wonder how they're able to even find the Echo in the position. Was he sitting in the freezer?
It's entirely possible. It's a good place to be playing. He was likely playing upstairs.
Huh. Well, here we are. Because of that Maestro ban, you won't be seeing the Maestro, of course, upstairs where the Echo probably died. Yeah, well,
they might have actually identified and eliminated that Yokai as well because they have an IQ.
That is a possibility.
The pings were coming out pretty heavily, so you're going to be looking for that. Smoke, what did bring out the deployable shield, something I said we've been seeing a lot more of lately, as the strength of those deployable shields is shown. They also did the shuffle on who's carrying deployable shields.
So Psycho's going to destroy even more of those drones. Black Dragons will quite possibly be walking in blind.
Very information starved at the moment. Not to mention the Mozzie, Pests and the Mute Jammer are still in play.
So little time. Julio will find one, a big kill against his ex-teammate Wag. This PZD and Saya to find a kill each. 3v2, possibility here for victory. Always for NIP. They're trying to spray in the back. One player's been dropped on the floor, but Saya will continue to plant this default spot here in reading. Uzi will confirm the kill on PZD, who was down on the floor. There's still smokes maybe on Kamikaze here to use. Hornetau with a pre-fire. Might have given away his position, but he still wins the gunfight against the smoke. Musi now in the comeback. He gets one kill. On ADSs, there's the shotgun pulled out by Hornetau. He has a close angle. Musi's going to try to stick it, but he's going to play around. He's trying to delay it here. Hornetau at any point in time can just win this gunfight. Pulls out the shotty. Musi's going to try to stick it. Turns around, but too slow. It's done pretty much there, and the Buck is going to win it out. Black Dragons at round number 1.
It was looking like a decent round for NIP, but the loss of the Echo seemed to snowball things in Black Dragon's favor. And it's just the focus on getting the plant down that really mattered there, because you saw the tough position and put them in. They were forced to push a lot more aggressively because you don't want to let players get outside. So you want to capitalize on the time when they're still near the diffuser, when they're still inside the building to attack. They tried to, and unfortunately the Buck wins the fights. They're just going to move up to bar. They're not going to try reading again yet, although it will likely be the next stop as soon as they win bar, or possibly kitchen. But good initial round for Black Dragons now. Off to a good start, winning that attack round. Both teams, though, looked not perfect in their attack or defense. A lot of weaknesses, but it was just the first round to warm things up. Now there still will be the same setup, relatively the same, at least upstairs in terms of making sure they have the heaven side, the left side of the bar there, the east, where the A-bomb is at. That's the heaven side, especially the balcony. It's really heaven is what it's called, because it looks over a lot of downstairs. Some rotations down from Psycho as well to possibly set up some pests. Just make it a little bit slower for them to drone downstairs. Make it hard to clear that. I mean, if you make it hard to clear downstairs, as you were saying, they're likely to not do so. Just because it's a lot of work. And if you risk losing drones to Mozzie, not necessarily worth it. And that gives Mozzie the opportunity to play downstairs if he so wants to. Echo himself might either play in the freezer or play in the position, the heaven position that he looks like he's playing. The usefulness of him playing right there is he's the only ACOG player, so he can peek around when people use the new drop down, or that area where the new drop leads to, the other balcony. You often need an ACOG to fight that, as well as to be able to peek onto the bar side. So he's likely going to be playing that heaven spot for that reason. That's where you see the reinforcements. It also gives him the opportunity to get on his yokais if he needs to and start to stop diffuse plants. Wag just struggling a little bit with those shots there. IQ always good on this map for identifying a lot of gadgets safely from outside, especially when this is the bomb site.
He's trying to look for an opener there, but there's a lot of pressure in piano. That's something you're expecting. Mute jammers are definitely stopping those drones from progressing any further, and there's no ADS to catch the grenades. It sails into the bathroom. Bit of a dud there. Nothing to respond. It's unexpected, right? A lot of times you'll be having a smoke or a mute playing inside of the bathroom. Wasn't the case here. It's Julio actually on the mute. This is what we were talking about. Having, there we go. That's the nitrocell bait every single time. Just, this literally why that nitro exists.
It works quite well.
You open the bottom of the floor and then you sit one player down inside of mining, and then he'll at some point in time get a nitro cell, and that's big. That's a Zofia. She's got to be ineffective for this round.
Yeah, that's definitely some utility that might be better utilized, obviously. Unfortunately, IQ really struggling to eliminate a lot of gadgets. Different angles. ADS is burning. Most likely some flashbangs. They really need to get Echo down, though, of course, because he can stop the diffuse from going off. They do have the IQ to spot the yokai, though. If they can get a good idea where it's at, they might be able to take it out from an angle if he placed it a little inconveniently. Pino is rotating that yokai, as you can see, into the freezer or the bar area. There we go. That's a nice spot, as they're unlikely to be able to get it. They might be able to spot it, but they're not going to be able to do a lot.
Oh, no! Why would you do that? Why? You have it in a good spot. Keep it safe, my man.
Well, unfortunately, he does lose it. He has another one likely somewhere, but it might have already been taken out. Nice using that hole in the floor there to watch for anyone trying to push in for a plant. Smokes are coming out for that plant. There's nothing really to be able to see through the smoke, so it looks like it might get away with it.
Yeah.
A lot of rotations in a false C4. Not gonna work.
It's nitrocell. No information at all, and it's planted literally at the door into Cigar. This is basically the best it can be for Black Dragons. And, well, there's the kill on the Mozzie. Psycho missing out on the opportunity, but Muzi gets two. He's trying to look for one more, as there's still one inside of this Cigar Lounge. Seyan Wagdo will confirm 2 kills, leaving Pino and Julio. It's the last 2 alive. Might have hit nitrocell earlier on in the round, but that's not going to matter when your Echo really messed up his yokais. Wag peeks around the corner and confirms position, but he knows that he's in a pretty sweet spot. So the Thermite can do the work. There's Seya with 1, sprays for the second. Julio, though, he's ready. Tries to fire in, but there's little time left. Shoddy v Shoddy, and Wag will win. There's the ex-teammates again. We talked about it before. And really, do not underestimate that secondary shotgun on the Gridlock or the Mozzie. Their rate of fire between like one shot and the next, and the amount of damage you do up close is massive.
Yeah, it's quite a good shotgun. You just have to have that range advantage, and that's what he was exactly pushing for, is to have a little bit more range. I think the tip of the other shotgun stuck around the corner as well. But so far, Black Dragon's looking quite good. Kitchen going to be the next attempt. But NIP have looked like they just cannot stop a plant, is the problem here. They've let 2 plants go down now. 2 out of 2. That is not a good rate here. And that's just Black Dragons smartly playing the objective as well. The 6th pick from Gridlock to Gridlock, of course, going to play a lot of good mind games with no one. And no 6 picks coming out from Ninjas Pajamas. See how they hold this
Attackers need to locate and defuse as
kitchen.
many bombs
They're going to be obviously, or very likely, setting up one of those electric claws where Kamikaze's reinforcing.
Attackers have located
As that is the most likely wall to be open. Once that wall gets open, it turns into a bit of a shooting gallery, depending on how well the attackers have droned those positions and how much utility they have left. Attackers will often win those fights. The rotate hole coming up from Kamikaze, also very common. Usually want someone playing over by bar or coat check. Try to hold off pretty much that side of the map. You really don't want them taking control of the whole dining area. So that becomes problematic. Playable shields coming out here. Trying to make it so they can hold the dining area a little more securely. Julio and Muzi, the only ones on their team since the rehost to get those kills. Well, since the rehost, meaning since the beating in this match, actually, since it was the very beating. So that's part of the problem right there for Ninja Pajamas. The fact that only 2 players on their team are getting kills means the rest of the 3 really need to step it up. Psycho, especially on this Echo, really, as you mentioned, misplaying those yokais. The IQ, of course, factored in a bit as well, is that it's going to be able to identify the location. There's not really much he can do about that unless they kill the IQ early. But hey, maybe that could be something one of the other 3 players could do that aren't getting any kills. Track Stingers go out pretty early. That's twice now. Black Dragons has gotten those out early, with at least 2 of them. Being very efficient, and there's a lot of good spots you can get them in. You can even throw them in through drone holes, little tiny spaces. It's a very versatile gadget.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's good to kind of throw them around angles because it's a bit more difficult for defenders to kind of destroy them. PZD uncontested here as he walks into the kitchen.
He shouldn't be in kitchen this
How is he even droning in there? PZD is taking a bit of damage, but he falls back. That's Pino that has eaten a lot of damage, and Moosey's on the floor, close to being ended. How is PZD even doing all of this? He should not be allowed to even be here, functioning for so long.
This is just nuts.
NIP losing out now. Seiya going for the plant from Black Dragons, and he's safe. This round has Black Dragons written all over it.
3 plants in a row now.
There, 2 players down at the same time. Kamikaze trying to play his opponents. 1 smoke. Canister is going to go off, do damage, and kill PZD a bit on Hornatau. Pino's on the floor still. And, well, there's not much HP left for the ninjas here. Wag will find Kamikaze alive with 1 more. Julio, the moment he peeks around the corner, gets shot in the head. Moosey, barely alive, hanging on for dear life. Last alive here versus 3. Not for long. Hornatau cleans it up. Round number 3 for Black Dragons on the attack confirmed. Man, every site now you're going to, Black Dragons, that's a 3-set rotation. And Black Dragon, except for the first round, has won very consistently and very convincingly.
The important thing is they've gotten the plant down every time. It's always a post-plant fight, and they're winning those. It's really looking good for Black Dragons here on these attacks. I don't know how it'll be for them on defense, but for attack, they've got the objective in mind. You saw how fast PZD was in the kitchen. He needed that snack real quick. Maybe his blood sugar was crashing, I don't know, but he was in just so fast. I know it's a 3-speed, but obviously they saw a hole. That's good droning there. They were able to spot the hole in the defense, otherwise you wouldn't just run in like that. But if you can get away with it, absolutely.
I have an update, because I was talking about this earlier on when we had the rehost, that, as you said, very distinctly and very truly, Devin, when we go for a rehost, both teams have to have the same operators that they had prior to the rehost. However, I got the confirmation that the rule itself does not specify that the same players that picked X operator have to keep them for the round afterwards. So you can have the same 5 operators, but switch them between different players.
I don't think that
it's not going to have an effect.
It's not.
I completely agree.
Rule, so I think that's fine.
Completely agreed.
It's fine, but it's fun to know.
But it's you know, a bit of trivia.
So Kamikaze, the only one on Ninja Pajamas of those 3 that weren't getting any kills, to get 1 that last round, and then 1 from Moosey. They only got the 2 kills. So it's just the other 3 players need to just, I don't know, have some coffee or something. It's just, when you're 3 rounds in and 2 of your players haven't gotten anything going, it's part of the reason why you're losing. It's unfortunate. We're going to be running the dock this time for Moosey. Moosey, it doesn't matter. He's been fragging out. He's doing fine in terms of, you know, whatever operator he needs, but no echo this time for Bar. They just figured, you know what, we couldn't keep the Yokais alive, so it's just not worth it at this point. We'd rather have someone playing actively than sitting on drones. So that seems like probably the smart call, but at the end of the day, if you could play the echo better, then sure.
Black Dragons have been losing the Zofia early, pretty much every single round.
Yeah.
Yet they're able to still win by the end, even in a 1-player advantage. Oh, well,
speaking of live,
there you go.
Kill first on Julio. That's going to be the castle down. Castle's a little more expendable as far as operators go once he's got his job done, so it's usually not the biggest impact. But it's, again, not looking good for Ninja Pajamas around. That's within, like, the first minute.
I really hope that we don't eat our words once we get to the second half with NIP on attack, and they just repeat exactly what
it might happen. I definitely think it's possible, but so far Black Dragon's looking very good.
This is a very technical map, and Seiya actually finds Pino. Now, no Nitro Cell in play at the half-round mark. Seiya barely alive, sure, but the Thermite is not really the most important operator for this, especially with the 2 kills that have already happened.
Especially since he's likely to be uncontested and doing his job first outside of the plant. He might want to hand the diffuser off, but still.
Oh, that's a lot of damage actually done to Hornatau.
Yeah, they're definitely not looking that great. I mean, they could lose 2 players as well and it'd just be evened up.
I don't know if that grenade bounced onto him, and it sails over. Kamikaze eats it, but not much damage done to him. Well, there's the drone's going to confirm his position. He now knows that there's somebody on the other side of this window. As Live gets one, he gets shot down by Psycho. Muzi gets one more. Psycho looking for Wog, and he finds him right on the entry. I don't know why he pushed through the smoke, but Psycho gets a third one. And Seiya low on HP on the thermite. Pretty much done. There's Zeren run out? No, the flashbang for just a second blinds him, but Psycho collects one more for a 4K in the round. NIP survived the onslaught from the Dragons.
Definitely a much better round for them that time, not having the echo. Just getting some of those early picks. That's really what mattered. Obviously, Live had the first one, but and a second one, but just the amount of damage they took in return left them a little soft. But it was really Psycho's plays there, absolutely making it happen from...
I don't know. Why did they push through the smoke, though?
Greed. They were doing so well. Too well. Reading again for the second time here. See how it goes this time. So we're going through the cycle a second time, but in a slightly different order, because originally we had reading bar kitchen. Now we have bar reading, and I imagine kitchen potentially. Jackal for the gridlock. I don't know. WAG have been doing just fine on gridlock, but maybe they want to be able to get a better idea where some of those roamers might be, despite the jams coming out from the Mozzie. There isn't not going to be a mutant combination with him, but still, nice thing is he is somewhat immune. The mutants actually do affect him a little bit, but they don't affect his ability necessarily to track footprints as long as he's not standing like right next to them. So we'll see if that pays off for WAG. Reading a tricky site to hold sometimes if you can't hold the top floor very well. You can also potentially retake the top floor, especially with them not having roam control from the gridlock this time. Good to see Psycho, though, joining his teammates up at the top. Now it's Pino, who we know is a fantastic player, sitting down there with the 0. That's not what we'd like to see. He's going to be on the Echo, though, and that's, of course, not an operator you expect to be fragging out, so maybe he won't be changing that much this round, but it would be a good idea to do so, just because that's been a big problem. 3-1, though, definitely at least Black Dragons guaranteeing they come out with 3.5 is good. It's a good start for them. So can't do any worse than that. Psycho getting up there again, doing some work. There's, as you mentioned, the Zofia to die early of Live. He's obviously trying to be entry. It was working for him sometimes.
This means that Black Dragons will win the round.
Oh, that's what it means. Okay.
I mean, that's how it's been going, right?
It's very true. Very true. He got kills instead last round, so they lost it.
Well, it's a great kill here for Psycho. It takes a bit of damage, but it's completely fine. I don't know if he's caught any drones so far. I would love to have a count of how many drones get caught by a Mozzie every round, every match.
I think we'll eventually get to that point.
Please.
The demand for stats in this game is insatiable. It's just a matter of time before we get all those.
Yeah, man. Between just talent on their own, you're like, yeah, please.
Yeah.
We crave it. You know what talents crave? Stats.
Eat it for breakfast. Mozzie now identified and at the lower health. They might be able to take him out. It's just a matter of setting up himself for a trade now. Just move near a teammate or be in a good ambush position so that at the very least you can be traded out if they track you down. Good to be on any hard surfaces as well, so someone like Buck can't come up below you, as the pings will make it easy for him to shoot through the floor.
Now there's the entry. They're looking to plant here behind the box in A. Kamikaze has a half reinforced wall, so it does give him some flexibility to chuck some smoke, but it also kind of reduces your line of sight. But all of those holes open at foot level in the red hallway. That's great. That is actually great. You're going to have a much easier time dealing with players going in and planting in default inside of the dining hall.
Well, it's up to a matter of them catching that, but they are at least close to setting up for a plant potentially if they can push the people off white stairs. That's really what they need to do at this point.
There's a yokai.
Jeez.
I would love to listen to that music all day, every day.
Let's play this map all day, every day.
That's literally what I try to do, actually. I love Cafe.
It is a really good map. WAG, the operator change working out for him. He finishes off.
There's two.
Tracking. Pino not going to be contributing to kills this round either.
It's happening. There's PZD with one more, 4v2. All the Buck has to do is watch the flank, but Mosey's coming around from behind. He gets one kill. He downs the Buck and finishes him off. Now has to rotate back. But Julio wins out the gunfight. Oh, Muzi, how is he doing it? He turns it into a 1v2. Low on HP. He turns around, he finds one. There's the Jaeger around the corner. Wag will spray. He's got the shotty in hand. Muzi will run away. He's got so little HP. All it takes is one. He's on the floor, but Muzi takes it. Wag is dead. Black Dragons were so close. I was gonna say, you're right, but no. That was so unfortunate. They were so low on HP.
You don't mess with Muzi, though.
Yo, Lil Muzi.
Little Muzi. Not so little anymore. He's all grown up. Here's the cycle completing again. Kitchen. Of course, that does not include mining, as they are not bothering. Good old mining dining. I like that there's an overlap. There's not necessarily a lot of maps that have a bomb site that overlaps between two different bomb site choices. I like that dining is like a reliable spot to go for either way in the middle floor. Wag gonna do the same 6th pick again from the gridlock to the Jackal. It worked out for him. Okay, he not only tracked down the Mozzie, but also was the one to actually finish the kill himself, so it did pay off. See if they do the same this round in terms of getting tracked like that, because the Mozzie was kind of running all over the map, leaving his footprints everywhere. They are going to try to have the Echo again. This time, though, Pino's switched off of it. He's going to be on the CAD. Psycho will be the one. Hopefully making good use of those yokais, but the IQ has been so reliable in shutting those down. I'm just not sure those are going to work. I would hope, if your Ninjas in Pajamas win side switch here after this round, that you consider bringing the IQ as well. Use it half as well as PZD has. You don't see a ton of kills from him, but look at the number of assists. 6. That's like double at the very most assists otherwise. That means he's doing some work. At least, you know, getting kills set up. I mean, I wish, unfortunately, the assist threshold is very low. I wish it was a little bit higher. I wish you had to do like X amount of damage or percentage of damage for a candidate assist, but hey, I'll continue to be a Legion main and collect 10 million assists around, or a match. Debris coming down there, hopefully from a teammate. So either way, whether he was playing the Gridlock or the Jackal, he still has the secondary shotgun, so he's able to open hatches. It's his job regardless. PZD quickly getting into the map again, as he does that very well. He's playing similar to an Ashe sometimes, it seems, but not necessarily getting quite as many kills as maybe an Ashe player would. A lot of droning going on right now. There isn't the mute, but the Mozzie is still definitely going to be making it difficult for some of these drones, potentially. We'll see if Live catches a bullet this round. Now, that broke the streak last round. It's Live died really late, and they didn't win the round, so.
The moment they pushed in, right before the Jaeger came around the corner, I'm like, man, I told you it's going to happen.
It was very close, I'll admit.
But that flank from Muzi was cash money.
Yeah.
It really was.
I mean, that almost evened it up here, so if they can just get one more round, they go into the second half 3-3. That's not bad, especially if you're feeling more confident on attack and we're on defense.
I mean, what were the overall stats for Cafe in Latin America? Did it pop up yet? Or we didn't
I don't think so, but I also might have just missed it. Unfortunately, the way the desk is angled with the
yeah, we don't see the bottom of it, of the monitor correctly. But yeah, here we are.
A lot of gadgets being spotted, but I don't know if any of those were the yokai just yet. Electroclaw being taken out. Was an unfortunate position that stopped it from guarding the freezer, because, I mean, you almost would have been better off throwing it on the floor rather than on the ceiling, just because that soft ceiling gave them the opportunity to take it out. Now they can open the freezer.
It's such an odd, I mean, no, it's already open. Like, it's literally half reinforced with a rotation hole for the Jaeger to come back through.
A different wall then.
I don't know.
It looks like it was that wall.
Why?
Yeah, why put an Electroclaw on a soft thing? All right.
But why?
But why? Maybe it was on the hatch, or for the hatch, and it was trying to get the hatch and well,
good
I mean, that would explain why it was on the top when it didn't need to be. Hornetow, though, with the opening kill into Pino. So once again, Pino gonna be doing like a cop and spending all of his time with donuts. Muzi in a close. He's been winning a lot of his engagements, so I would definitely be careful. But he's being flanked. He knows it. The drop sounds come out, sprays, but he's at least got the shield. He's only alive because of the shield right now.
There's Muzi, one more. Trying to go for the pistol play, but there's a bit of damage to Live. This is actually very possible. Oh, Psycho is going to have a field day. This is actually going to hit the edge of the operator. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, Psycho messes it up. This is so possible now for Black Dragons. They have to watch the one rotation position. Wog will get Muzi, so that's one angle taken away. There's the reinforcement playing against Psycho. Pulls out the bearing 9. He sprays in. There's no downs just yet. There's live. We're talking about it. He's going to walk on in. It's Kamikaze gets one more. And NIP just hold on to the diffuser. The buck way too slow. And he also did not even have the angle. It was literally impossible. It was implanted right at the doorway. That was scary.
That was very close. It definitely could have gone either way towards the end there. Some of the definitely attributed to Muzi though. Playing the angle he's playing, the soft wall. You were questioning why it's there. Well, we know it's there. The deployable shield was up not just for the rotate, but also to guard against a drop. And it was actually well positioned. It did a lot of good work in terms of helping him fight that. And Defreezer doing a lot of damage even when he didn't get the finish. Kitchen going to be the primary bomb site, interestingly enough, for Black Dragons. They actually tease the Echo. They want them to think they're on some of the other sites, possibly. Julio going to 6-pick off the gridlock, much like we saw on the other side, but nope, going to stick it. The old gridlock to gridlock yet again.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Going to be an interesting one. It's not the easiest to defend site as it seems like it should be. But hey, they managed it last round, from Ninja's Pajamas at least. But we got to see how these Ninja Pajamas attacks go. There's the stats you were asking about. Cafe, 63% defender sided. Heavily mining, dining, not so great. But reading is still favored, and bar cocktail definitely favored. And kitchen itself, a little bit defender favored still.
Alrighty. We got our response.
As we established earlier, those were Latin America only, correct?
Yeah, these should be Latin America only. This was what we were told before, so I'd assume that it's the same thing here.
Muzi up in double digits already, while Pino's still sitting there. So if you're reading it in binary, it looks like you only have that Muzi only has 2 more kills than Pino, but that's definitely not the case. We'll see if this Mozzie is as effective as we saw from Ninja's Pajamas in terms of at least delaying some of the drones. And I don't think we saw Legion played at all actually by Ninja's Pajamas on their defense. But PZD is going to be rocking it here. Mozzie and Mute are comboed this time as well. Something I know we bring up a lot, but it is so darn good. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. It really does give you so much flexibility on the defense.
Keep in mind, though, it matters what map it is and what bomb site and things like that. There's other factors on how effective it is. But overall, as a synergy between 2 operators, it is very strong. Oh, there we go. There's the Mozzie in effect there. Going to take out Psycho's drone, so he's going to have to execute it. Fortunately, mercy kill. He doesn't want the enemy capturing it for information.
Shot through the heart.
Well, it wasn't too late this time.
Oh, still giving love a bad name.
Yeah, unfortunately slandered on social media.
Aren't we all? 24/7 actually, especially if you read Twitch chat. Not so much in the subreddit anymore, but it's really in chat.
Yeah,
just
mistake number one.
Tradition.
It's tradition. It's like Christmas basically.
Yeah, it's just an everyday thing.
This map does have Christmas, so.
So, Live is looking for presence. There's a tree near him, so he can still go to it.
We might want to hide under it. Rotates back to bar. This is an interesting rotation hole, not one you usually see. Usually it's a line of sight hole there.
Yeah. I really like the shield play from NIP in the previous round.
Yeah.
I was not sure about that soft wall, but it actually baited Black Dragons pretty well.
Yeah.
To just dropping and trying to go for the Hail Mary. It's just
to be fair, they got the plant down though. We gotta see it. First off,
whoa, baby, that was I just love seeing people getting nitro celled from their teammates' POV. I think it's hilarious, and that camera is that camera just saves the round. There's another nitro. It goes up, but no, you're a bit too far back.
I guess that was for Muzi, the curse of the early Zofia death, translating over to his team as well.
Actually, like, half these rounds, the Zofia is the first to die. But
too bad Maestro's not available then.
You know what the oddity is? We're at 30 seconds left on the round.
I cannot believe that. It feels like the initial part of the round still.
It's like nothing happened.
Yeah, all right, well, hopefully they're going to do something within the next 20 seconds or this round's just done. Oh, 2 C4s. That is, oh man, that's 2 C4 setups.
All right, pack them and tag them. Let's go, boys. Last man alive. Kamikaze. Yeah, you're going to have to solo and YOLO into this one. You might get a kill. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he's out of ammo. Give the man a break. It's over.
Just go to the bakery counter.
Can I get a bagel?
Yeah.
To go, please.
I think if you want a bagel, go see Pino. He might still be on that. He's been dipping into the bakery.
Actually, you know what? Because Invitational is right around the corner. So I know a lot of people that some people might be watching this and they're going to Invitational, right? So I would like to recommend one thing to really enjoy if you go to Montreal, which is enjoy Montreal bagels.
But make sure to wear warm clothes. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, 100%. You do not want to underestimate how cold it gets.
like it's a super villain or something.
Yeah, honestly, like a freeze is coming. You know, like,
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze comes to Montreal right around Invitational. So make sure you wear warm clothes. And
it'll get hot in the venue though, probably.
That's for sure.
So be ready to take them off.
Especially with the amount of people that are going to be there.
Yeah.
You'll know very soon. But still, go and get bagels in Montreal. Now, if I were to recommend one thing, actually, right next to the Ubisoft offices, there's one of the best bagel places I've ever tried, Saint-Viateur. So good. Go there, try it, put on some cream cheese.
Can you say it in a way that people don't speak French might actually know how to spell it?
st.viator.
There you go.
Viator. I don't know how you would anglicize it.
I don't know, but that's better than you saying it in French and people having no idea what you just said. Yeah,
This is like the
I mean, like, I don't even know what letters were in what you just said. Well, back to the round though. Setup complete here, down for Bar. Decent setup. They're going to try the Echo as well. Now, the Echo really just didn't do a whole lot most of the time for Ninjas Pajamas, so Sia's going to have to do something to convince us that it's worth picking the Mute in now, but no Mozzie. However, the Kaid still being played here very consistently. It's been a very strong op for this map in terms of play. I've seen it so far. Wonder if Muzi will live a little longer this time. Stay fresh a little longer.
Leave Muzi alone!
Right. Poor guy. I think if he lived longer that last round, too, it would have been a better round for Ninjas Pajamas, to say the least.
Yeah, there's everything being deployed. Just trying to get... I actually love having Gridlock played in general. She's just such a great operator.
But not overpowered. Just
yeah. The entirety of Burnt Horizon is like, you have Mozzie and Gridlock. They require a lot of game sense and map knowledge and teamwork to really get the best out of them.
But they were both strong right away.
Exactly. Because they're good, but they're not broken.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Uline.
Oh. Yeah, he's available now, but no one wants to play with him. Pino, though, finally breaking the curse. Kamikaze as well, who's been low on kills. Fortunately, Live just, well, I was going to say fails, but at least opens up. Psycho with one as well before being traded by WAG. This went very quickly in Ninjas Pajamas' favor.
This is pretty much over at this point. WAG is already trying to retake Muzi. We'll take down Live. Stack Trocell, but they know exactly where it is. Oh my god, there we go. That was a round and a half. NIP just storming the front.
I feel like this match is one of the matches with some of the most plants we've seen in a while. Like, the diffuser's just going down.
Yeah. It is. There were quite a while. Diffusers were barely being set, especially in LATAM.
Yeah.
Not the case anymore. This game has literally doubled the amount of diffuser plants we had in the last season.
Probably. It's been crazy. Muzi finally going to switch operators, actually. He's going to let Psycho take over the Zofia so he can get on the IQ. The IQ worked very well. Oh, Psycho, that's why he's getting on it. He was going to go... I don't know if he was going to go for the Glass. He's a very good Glass player. But the Monty, I think...
I think Glass is just not a good...
He's not in a great place right now for Pro League.
Locate and defuse bomb.
Well, they will be opening up quite a bit of dining. They're a little concerned about getting plants down in there. Reading a very good site, as we've seen, but certainly one that can be tricky to defend because you have to split your defense with the upstairs. And of course, though, they're gonna have that mobile drone of Psycho on the Monty, just barreling through the map. Something they're gonna have to deal with. And wish they had the Legion. They did play it. Was it last round or the round before? But they certainly gonna wish they had it once they see that Monty.
Yeah.
And even if there was, the IQ would actually be able to spot those goo mines ahead of time if they coordinated like that.
And actually, it's really smart here from NIP to go for this. And I'd assume because they're expecting, you know, maybe Black Dragons to go for bar again.
Yeah, and that's ideal.
You know, walking through the white hallway with Monty is great. We've seen G2 playing that many times, and it works. But for attacking this side here might not be as good.
Well, you still want to take bar, though. So there is that. You still need to do that in the same kind of fashion. There's just going to be less resistance upstairs. So if anything, it might actually work better. It's just, yeah, it doesn't necessarily turn into a plant as easily. Fortunately, I think someone needs to let some of these Gridlock players know to shoot from the corner. It's better to shoot from the corner diamond style on the hatches to get the first time.
I love this from Black Dragon. It's putting a lot of pressure from the top floor. The Maestro is obviously the best operator put it here, but of course he's not available. You kind of got to deal with the next best thing.
Well,
and
that's
having
why we had Echo often for that, but now they've got Doc.
Stay behind me.
Here comes the shield.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Right up to another shield, like,
Just sitting there menacingly.
Is that his cousin? Wow. Moosey's actually able to get the kill. It wasn't a hip fire headshot. Just even though it looked like it. Just to be clear, while Milos dies of amusement. This is the white hall push we were talking about. This is strong. As you can tell, it works quite well. Thanks for the demonstration, guys. He is facing a little bit more resistance than he did earlier with 3 players around him. But hey, guess what? They're going to open things up. Pino in a good position to throw those nades. PZD, though, actually takes him out before being traded. Moosey finds one as well. Good switch over to that IQ. And again, another round where Ninjas Pajamas swiftly eliminating most of the members of Black Dragons.
That is Chandelier Nitro Cell, and it does not work. You're going to keep swinging it from the Chandelier all day.
It's very decorative, to be honest.
Very true. But here we are. It genuinely just does not work in this case. And with 3 players down, live solo on HP, NIP are definitely set to take this round. No Nitro Cell. Is there any smokes? You've used like 2 of them.
If there is, that will help with the Monty. But yeah, if he's already used 2 of them, that's not great. Because Monty hasn't lost. Yeah, he's only got 1 left, and he's got low health. Monty is still mostly full health.
Yeah,
this is really not good. This Monty alone can kind of win this.
Just go plant at this point. You can literally funnel bodies in and use the Monty as just literally a shield in front of you.
And I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, the smoke is at least focused on Kamikaze, but it still allows him to plant. It's a bit incorrect, and Psycho's got
that ended quickly.
Yeah, that really ended. Well, that Monty push was beautiful.
The funny thing is that definitely could have been another round that contributed to the plant total, but they just killed him too fast. They were probably going for the plant, and Moosey's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good to end this round now. Well, Ninjas Pajamas, who had been looking rough, now with the lead here and close to match point. If they can keep this up, I mean, it hasn't just been 2 rounds where NIP managed to squeak out a win. It's 2 rounds where they just came in guns blazing once they found out where everyone was at and they had a good solid push and just decimated the members of Black Dragons. So, I mean, if they can do that again and sit on match point, at that point, Black Dragons might just give up. Smartly, though, PZD reading into the Ash could be a 6-pick to Monty, rightly guesses and goes for the Legion 6-pick off the Bandit. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're wrong, Legion's still great. You're not losing anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
you got to be careful. At least keep him alive for as long as possible, right?
Yeah. So I imagine he might play Sight Anchor a little bit to be able to try and get some of his goo mines around, but he could also be useful as roamer support. Try and make sure that the roamers can't get pushed as hard. But it is hard when your utility charges up over the course of a match. You can't just set everything up and be ready. You've kind of got to slowly trickle them out and stay alive during that. Sia reinforcing the wall here, spotted by Pino. So they know something's up over there. The last time they had the, no, was it? That wasn't Ninjas Pajamas that had the little hole, was it? That was Black Dragons.
No, that was NIP.
So that had the whole. That's right. That was a Moosey that was playing.
Yeah.
Jaeger, yeah.
He was playing the Jaeger behind the shield.
I forgot that there was a round right before.
Yeah.
Switch. That was Kitchen. Well, yeah, we're gonna at least get those electric claws up. Set things up as best as they can, but once this Monty starts rolling, it gets a little tricky. They don't have a smoke to try and push him back with. But they have at least 2-3 C4s, depending on whether or not WAG, Hornets Out, and Live brought one each. And then they've got the goo mines to try and slow them down. Now, goo mines obviously don't kill Monty. They just make it a little more annoying for him to move around. He can usually fall back to safety with coverage of his teammates, pull them out. That's the thing, is as long as you can keep him away from you, that's you don't want to play like blitz. Really.
No. No. Yuna isn't playing in this game.
Yeah. Well, Psycho is taking Whitehall, no problem. PZD though, the Legion does find one. Live, the one to be traded, but that means the Legion's still alive and only a little bit worse for wear. They've lost the gridlock. So now only one player is going to be putting out spiky things for your feet. That's going to be PZD.
I don't know if Julio used his tracks. I was going to say spiky things, but it's like Bodie McBoatface. Don't need to concern yourself with that.
Okay.
It's only used by analysts. No, Wag with a Nitro Cell. He's ready. He's ready. Just needs someone to check his camera. It goes off.
I don't think his perspective was correct on that.
No, it's a bit too far away. Psycho's going to keep on walking down the white stairs.
That's 2 C4s now gone as well. So the Monty actually in a safer position. Now I know the C4s don't kill him from the front. Was that another C4 as well? Or that could have been a breach charge? So
yeah.
Hornetown might be the only one with a C4 left in his pocket.
A bomb has been located.
I don't, because it's 4 out of the 5 players that can have nitros, right?
That's true. I forgot Sia can as well.
So maybe. But at least the NIP are taking their sweet time right now, using the buck, opening up as much of the floorboards as humanly possible.
Oh, here we go, the push from Monty.
This is great.
He's the planter, though. This is the tricky part.
He can save himself, and he's in a pretty sweet position right now. Hornetow is coming around, and actually he cannot enter. He can only chuck a Nitro Cell that'll only do a bit of damage to Kamikaze, but not enough to kill him. There's Muzi and Pino grabbing kills all over, and Hornetow's the last alive. Drop the hatch, shotty in hand. I think that's really your saving grace. Maybe you can find the Monty from here, and there's a player down below. Oh, there we go. He gets the shotgun. Kamikaze is dead. Hornetow. The only way that he can win this is to stick that diffuser, but he knows it's all over. Gotta pad those stats. Maybe he can stay alive. Maybe he can get a kill. Not shot in the back yet, as he's close up by pillars. Brown stairs entry, and Hornetow will save the up. NIP grabbed the round. They're on 6-4. 1 round away from victory.
For a team that looked like they were struggling earlier, they've really made quite a comeback.
What did we say?
Helped, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. 6-4 now. Match point now. Black Dragons only need to get 2 rounds to bring it to a tie, but Ninjas Pajamas now guaranteed 1 point, so they are definitely in a good position here, as they don't have to sit on a potential 0. Amru, probably not real, as we discussed earlier, but would be funny if was. There is a good strategy for Bar, where you just yeet on up to heaven from the backside and see what you can get away with, but it's not going to happen this time, unfortunately. The Monty once again, and they're not going to 6-pick to a Legion this time. Doc going to be coming out actually instead.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
See, that goes for reading. So far, they can play whatever bomb site they want because they've lost them for quite some time, for the last 3 rounds in a row. So reading an interesting choice, but hey, they know the Monty can roll out pretty heavily and do quite well against Bar. But reading didn't fare much better, so I'm not sure that it matters, unless they've got a different strategy in mind here, or they just think the Monty is done. Ninjas Pajamas like, hey, we've got a few rounds to play with if we want to keep trying it, because really they've done almost nothing against the Monty. He's worked very well, so I can't blame them. Muzi there, trying to go for 20 if he can make it there in this last round, possibly. There's a reason he's such a well-respected player. It's just everyone else not even close to his number of kills right now. Like double, I think, the top at their one, because I don't think anyone else had double digits.
All right. The IQ doesn't have any Echo Drones and Yokais to snipe in this round.
Nope.
But the Monty strat again. Honestly, even if Psycho hasn't been collecting kills with it, I think he got at least 1.
He's getting the setup going.
Yep, and that's the important thing. The whole point is not for the Monty to get kills. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. He's supposed to just sit there menacingly, be your living, breathing drone, and allow your teammates, he's an enabler. Allow them to just walk in behind and do the work. And there you go, camera spotted, well done.
Muzi entry here. I mean, you could have the Monty enter, but hey, why not? Why not Muzi? Maybe he can get a few kills, but he's going to be setting up. As we saw before, he was the one to get the kill on the player in the pixel spot behind the shield. He'll be likely doing the same thing again this round if they play there. They're smartly going, you know what? Let's play back a little bit. Let's not give this to Muzi. Once the shield starts coming, that's where the problems start. Is they will have to grenade it if they want to get rid of it. They don't have a Zofia to take out the shield that way, or an Ashe.
Of course, Muzi can scan any utility from 20 meters away. Remember, a long time ago, they nerfed the IQ utility, the ability itself.
In some ways, that kind of helps. You see less gadgets, so it's not as cluttered of a view. Yeah, you would like to be able to see farther.
There you go. But hey, it's at 20 meters now, which is great. Everybody rejoices. And definitely doing a lot of work here in PL. Psycho's going to walk on in. He's got support from above. So great overwatch from Pino is being provided, opening things up with a scouting key. And, well, you can walk into site and plant, but I would assume that Black Dragons were doing the same thing that NIP were and having just holes at the foot levels.
Very likely, and that will definitely be a problem for Monty if they can catch him from behind. He's going to rotate, actually.